Louisville and JMU will kick it off just past 7 o'clock tonight. Here are the Cardinals starters, brought to you by R&B Roofing and Remodeling. If you're starting a home project, make sure your starting lineup includes R&B Roofing and Remodeling. Miller Moss will get his second start at quarterback. Had an excellent debut with 223 yards and a touchdown. He also ran one in. He did throw 2 interceptions, but they were both deflected balls. And he's in pretty high company because several Louisville quarterbacks, not the least of which is his current coach, Jeff Brum, threw 2 interceptions in their first start as a Cardinal. Isaac Brown and Duke Watson will get the bulk of the carries. Brown, 126 yards and 2 touchdowns last week, only 6 carries. Chris Bell and Colin Lacey, the top 2 receivers. They caught 9 passes for 125 yards between them. Jaleel Skinner, the starting tight end. Pete Niger will start at center. He started every game last year. Rashid Miller and Lance Robinson, the likely starters at guards, and Mac Pounders and Muhammad Musa will be the tackles. On defense, Louisville's veteran linebacker core, headed by T.J. Quinn, who is trying to become the leading tackler for the 3rd straight year for the Cardinals. He, Stanquan Clark, and Antonio Watts. The defensive line, Clev Lubin, who had 2 sacks last week, had 9 last year at Coastal Carolina, along with Renee Conga, Jordan Garrott, and Wesley Bailey. And the secondary of Tayon Holloway, D'Angelo Hutchinson, JoJo Evans, and Jabari Mack. The secondary had kind of a cakewalk last week because the front 7 was stopping all the plays, and those guys didn't have to do much, but are expected to get a little more pressure put on them tonight, in part because of a dual threat quarterback. In fact, quarterbacks, both Alonzo Barnett and Matthew Sluka, can run and they can throw. Stay tuned. We have more coming. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
Louisville was founded in 1798, and we've been ruffling feathers ever since. Introducing 1798 Blonde Ale from Goodwood Brewing, the official craft beer of University of Louisville Athletics, and the unofficial beer of yelling, "That was holding!" from your couch. Bold, crisp, and just spicy enough to make your rival's fight song sound like a lullaby. If the feathers ain't flying, you're not doing it right. Goodwood Brewing, ruffling feathers since 1798, brewed to bring the heat and the winds.
Thinking about digging, planting a tree, putting up a fence? Hold that shovel. Before you break ground, head to Kentucky811.org or call 811. It's quick, it's free, and yep, it's the law. Submit your request online or call before you dig. Member utility pros will mark where the underground lines are. Don't risk the injury, service outages, penalties, or costly repairs. Safety is in your hands. 811 before you dig. Sponsored by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
Today's game is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Why pay more for gels when Barbasol delivers an instant thick lather for a close, comfortable shave? Choose Barbasol, a quality shave and trusted value. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Cards fans, playing in the ACC takes grit and determination with a reliable team backing you up. Same goes for your trash service. That's why so many rely on Rumpke Waste and Recycling. We've been in the game for more than 90 years, and our playbook is all about dependable service. Need an open-top dumpster for a job site? A container for your business? Trash and recycling service at your home? There's only one team, Rumpke. Learn more and start service today at rumpke.com. Rumpke, waste and recycling done right.
Hey Cards fans, attorney Sam Aguiar here. After a car wreck, when you're sidelined with an injury, insurance companies don't play by the rules. But our team knows their playbook, and together we'll win big. You focus on getting better, and our team will handle everything else. It costs you nothing out of pocket, and we give you a bigger share guarantee. So just remember, hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar. 502-888-8888, and let's start winning today. Go Cards.
A Louisville marching band is on the field and ready for the national anthem. nights are always a special time for Cardinal football. Had a fairly warm day today, not by normal standards, but by recent standards, but it is cooling down nicely here. Overcast skies and temperature in the high 70s. Craig Swalbeck, there's an old adage in college football that says that you can and often do improve the most between game 1 and game 2. Not sure, honestly, if I've ever really bought into that, but you played the game, you coached the game. What say you?
Yeah, it all depends on a lot how that first game goes. If you're not very prepared and you've got a tough opponent, yeah, I'd say there'll be a lot of improvement. I would guess North Carolina will improve a lot. But when you play a team that you're
hoping.
When you play a team like last week, both James Madison and Louisville, you were just totally overmatched your opponent. The getting in and out of the huddle, the cleanliness, game day, yes, you should improve on that type of thing. Whether or not your play picks up that much, I'm not sure. For Louisville, I think we'll really know game 4 against Pitt. Have they improved from preseason up until that first ACC game? But tonight's going to be a definite challenge. It did get a lot of the nervousness out the first week and gelling. That's the thing with all the transfers now. How are you going to gel? I mean, you've got 40 new guys every year, and Jeff seems to have a pretty good equation of how to do it.
Louisville does have all those new players, but so does JMU. They brought in a ton of new players, and they have and everybody does anymore, so everybody's kind of on equal footing in that regard. Louisville does have an open week coming up. Jeff Brom doesn't really like open weeks at all. He likes to keep playing, and especially admitted he doesn't really like one this early, but that's what's handed to him. So they'll be off next week, then another home game against Bowling Green, and then finally play their first of only 4 road games this year in the game that Craig just alluded to. They'll be at Pittsburgh later this month. We'll step away and come back and get a health update from Jody Dimling on the sidelines. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Thinking about digging, planting a tree, putting up a fence? Hold that shovel. Before you break ground, head to Kentucky811.org or call 811. It's quick, it's free, and yep, it's the law. Submit your request online or call before you dig. Member utility pros will mark where the underground lines are. Don't risk the injury, service outages, penalties, or costly repairs. Safety is in your hands. 811 before you dig. Sponsored by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. To get started, find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Hey Cards fans, get your L's up. Liquor Barn has everything you need for this week's Louisville Cardinal action. Liquor Barn makes it so easy to stock up for tailgating and game watch parties. Head to your nearest Liquor Barn store or go to liquorbarn.com to download the Liquor Barn app and place an order for pickup or delivery. Shop Kentucky's favorite spirits, wine, and beer store online, and you'll have more time for the Cards. Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life. Go Cards!
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back, thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial #LAW on your cell phone. That's #529, offices Louisville.
It's a little breezy tonight, but the U.S. Navy Leapfrogs are going to go and go through with their parachute into the stadium. Always a thrilling event to watch. And Well, that's going on, Jody. Keep an eye above so nobody lands on you and take care of yourself, so we're going to have to add you to the injury report, which is what? Tell us in our player health update brought to you by U of L Health, the official provider of U of L Athletics.
Yeah, knock on wood, it's not bad, Paul. Last week we were a little worried at the end of the game. Those guys, Rodney Johnson and Ramon Mosby, all good. Tonight we are minus tight end Nate Kariski. I would anticipate he'll be back for Bowling Green. If not that, he'll definitely be back for the Pitt game. He's very, very close. We are also without offensive lineman Trevante Sylvester and freshman defensive end C.J. May, who had worked himself into the rotation. All three of those guys are out. Good news, though, on the offensive line front is Vic Cutler is back. He is listed as the backup center, but can also play both guard positions, so he is back tonight. So all in all, a very good health update. And guys, it's like windy down here on the field. Like when these guys come in, I'm gonna really watch where I'm at, because it is really windy down here tonight.
Well, I was told they had a practice run earlier today and had rather bumpy landings. Hopefully they'll all make it within the confines of the stadium. We can't see very much above us because of the overhang, but on the TV monitor, the video screens in the stadium, I do see the plane flying over. A note about JMU, we talked about this some earlier, Jody. This is a proven commodity. They stepped up into the FBS level, now maybe not a Power 4 level in the Sun Belt, but still it's the top level of college football, and they've been very good. And they laid a foundation by being very good at the FCS level, and they actually won, I believe, 2 championships, and a player on one of those teams was a former Louisville player who transferred there.
Yeah, it was. They won 2004 FCS National Championship, also in 2016, were the runner-up in 2017 and 2019. So they've had a lot of success at that. They did at that level. And you're right, Justin Riscotti is still their second of most efficient quarterback who ever played at James Madison. The former Louisville transfer was there for his final 3 seasons of college. So before transfers were a thing, Justin Riscotti was there at James Madison.
By the way, before the break, we were talking about how so many teams bring in so many new players, and JMU even more than Louisville. 55 new players for the Dukes. 31 of them are transfers, and they also brought in 24 freshmen. So a lot of newcomers getting acclimated, but it's pretty much an advantage nobody, because everybody's pretty much in the same boat all around college football, as we know these days. Stay with us. We have lots more coming, including the opening kickoff shortly. We'll also look forward to safe landings from the U.S. Navy Leapfrogs, and we'll be back with more. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting your business vehicles 24/7. See if you can save at progressivecommercial.com. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Hey Cards fans, this is Tony Collier with the Collier Law Firm. If you get injured, whether it's in the car or on the job, call us. We're your law firm, located right here in my hometown of Louisville. All of our attorneys have experience working for the insurance companies. That means we already got the other side's playbook. And unlike some of those big law firms, our attorney fees start out at 25%. Because at the Collier Law Firm, we got your back, not your wallet. So when you get injured, call your law firm and go Cards.
You know where Cardinals fans shop for jewelry? It's no contest. Genesis Diamonds is the official jeweler of the Cardinals, offering the state's largest selection of GIA-certified diamonds, exclusive designer rings, and luxury timepieces. All this with no commission salespeople, free service for life on any purchase, and the industry's strongest warranties. For that engagement or special occasion, Cardinals fans choose Genesis every time. Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza, first and only official jeweler of the Louisville Cardinals.
All throughout the Ville and all across the Bluegrass State, it's time to get your L's up.
Lock in, do the small things.
Pressured, steps up, has a little space to the 5, jumps, and somersaults into the end zone.
Got to bring it to them on every single play. Nothing's going to be given to you.
Bowling for the end zone, and intercepted in the end zone.
Nobody take anything for granted. Nobody take your foot off the gas.
Round to the 40, round to the 30, being chased, and they will not catch Isaac Brown.
Do the small things on every play, and you play to the end.
Here's the game. 9 seconds left. Looking, throwing, end zone. Batted away! Watts knocked it down!
Let's go play this game to win. Now let's go.
From Louisville Sports Properties and the University of Louisville, it's time for Louisville Cardinals football. Kickoff is just moments away. Now with the call of the game, here's Craig Swabeck and the voice of the Cardinals, Paul Rogers.
Good evening, everybody, from Eldon Federal Credit Union Stadium. We're here for football, but we're a little distracted right now because we're watching just a breathtaking performance for the U.S. Navy leapfrogs on a breezy day. 4 of the 6 have landed safely. I think there's still 2 more hanging up in the air, and they come flying in against this wind in tandem, and then they break apart. Jody, you can see them better because we're blocked by the overhang. I see a couple on the monitor.
Here they come. The one's right above you right now. The other one has a Cardinal flag that he is waving, the last one in, but here comes the second to last one. It is pretty wild, guys, because it looks like there's no chance they're going to make it, and then all of a sudden, there they are. Here he comes.
And he pulls to a stop at the 45-yard line and trots to the 30, and here comes our last one in with the Cardinal flag waving behind him, and right just barely missed the Cardinal bird and slides to a stop. It is a spectacle that never gets old.
It really, if you see how high they were, we had a camera, but it was, what, 4 or 5 minutes from the time they jumped, and then you see the wind down there, and man, I've never seen them come in tandem. 2 guys were hooked at the legs right before they got there, but there's Joker and the Thief. That means Cards are about to leave the locker room.
All right, let's talk football. Louisville and JMU, James Madison University, both won their first game last week. They each won comfortably. They both used a lot of players. I think they each learned something, but probably they're both going to learn a little more tonight because for each team, this is a better team than they played last week.
Most definitely. James Madison played Weber State last week and took care of them at home. And then Louisville, of course, with Eastern Kentucky, where basically after the first half, it was all reserved. And give James Madison coach credit. He said this is a whole different beast this week playing against Louisville. He was extremely impressed with their speed, and I am too. I think Louisville is a very fast football team. They have been the last few years. This year, I think, is no different, led by the running backs, but I think they're pretty fast at linebacker as well.
Louisville is wearing their all-red uniforms tonight, white helmets and some white numbers, while JMU is dressed in white with purple trim. Jody, I was really impressed with how impressed Miller Moss was with the game day atmosphere and the Louisville crowd last week. They were terrific, and they're going to be in full volume tonight because they love these Friday nights, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. And for a while, guys, too, we were thinking, hold on a second, I'm stuck in the band here, and I'm getting some feedback. It went for a while down here thinking, are there going to be anybody in the stands? And then all of a sudden, in the last 10 minutes, this place has gotten crowded down here, and it's really, really loud and just pretty cool. They like Friday nights here. They like their weeknights here in Louisville. You know, all the Friday night games that we've played over the years have been some special ones.
Let's pause for station identification. You're listening to Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield. Over 50,000 were here last Saturday for the opener. We might get to that number still. I can guarantee you there's a lot of people hung up in traffic, as any Louisvillian can tell you. Getting around this town is a nightmare right now with some major construction projects going on everywhere. I'm right in the bullseye, the biggest one down the northeast part of town. And I gave myself plenty of time to get here. It took you, what, an hour and a half to get here?
An hour and a half from, out by Long Run Park, but there was no direct route. It wasn't busy, but hey, it was 4:30 on a Friday, good weather. High school football games are going on as well, people coming home from work, but a good crowd. I was really impressed last week, and you talk about them still coming at every gate I can see right now. There's a lot of people still on the way to get to this game, and it should be a good one. And when you talk about Thursday or weekday or Friday night games, the first one, in my recollection, always goes back. We played East Carolina a long time ago, at night game, and I just thought it was an electric atmosphere. It was pre the West Virginia games and so forth, but that was one of the nights the defense played well. And you had mentioned way back then, 20 years ago, the crowd loves offense, but boy, they came to life when they get some good, solid defense.
Ready for the captains to meet at midfield. Let's listen in on the coin toss. It is an ACC crew. Mike Roach, the referee.
Gentlemen, I'm Mr. Roach. This is Mr. Powell. Be two of your officials tonight. Welcome to Louisville and L&N Stadium. Take a quick second to introduce yourselves. JMU, it is your toss to call. That'll be the heads. This will be the tails. I'm going to toss in the air, let it land on the ground, but I am going to ask you a call now. Heads or tails? Tails is the call. And it is a tails. JMU has won the toss and elected to defer that option to the second half.
So Louisville will no doubt take the ball to begin the play. As we mentioned, Louisville in red, and they will kick off, or they will receive and move to the left here in this first half of play. Mike Roach, the referee. Michael Prowell is the umpire. The headline judge, Baron Ballister. The line judge, Monique Washington. Tony Tarantini, the field judge. The side judge is Wayne Rundell. Larry Whaley, the back judge. The center judge, Anthony Calabrese. William Scott is the replay official. Louisville's offense will be on the field first. Louisville scoring 51 points last week, 542 total yards. JMU gave up just 148 yards and 10 points against Weber State a week ago.
Last year we went through that long spell where Louisville would win the toss and defer. This is 2 weeks in a row if they're going to get the opening kickoff. In fact, last week they were in a 3rd and long after a penalty on that first drive, 3rd and 19. In a great inward cut throw by Miller Moss that hit Meeks, and Meeks made a great catch, and they were off to the races after that, and they did not punt in the first half.
Former Cardinal Amobi Okoye blew the celebratory train horn to get things started today. Christian Rosa will kick off. Kewan Brown and I believe that's Lacey back in the end zone. Colin Lacey had a kickoff return touchdown last year and a punt return touchdown last week. And this kick is high and will carry 2 yards deep, and Lacey will run it out right up the middle to the 10. Angles left to the 15, cuts to the 20, wrapped up and falls to the 25-yard line. So that's right where he could have taken a freebie. But Jeff Brum made it clear he's going to let his guys return. He thinks he's got dangerous, capable returners, and he doesn't want to make them fair catches all the time.
He did, and that's a nice return. He's got such good vision. He got it to the 25, and they're going to be aggressive with that kickoff return. Hence, they've got starters back there. Kewan Brown was the other deep one.
Isaac Brown, the running back, 126 yards on just 6 carries last week with 2 touchdowns. He's behind Miller Moss. A wide out right. Lacey motions from left to right. Snap to Moss. Give to Brown. Hits the 25-yard line, and that's all. Same thing happened last week, though. Remember, his first 2 carries went nothing, and the next one went for 60-something yards and a touchdown.
Exactly right. The defensive end that time, Thomas, got around the left tackle right away. Penetration. That forced the running back up into the hole. Thomas actually got loose after he stunted to the inside, and a nice play by James Madison on the first run.
Heard Coach Chesney talking about Amar Thomas this week. He's been there a couple of years. They like his maturity, his development. Made a good play there. 2nd down and 10. Hurry motions to the right. Here's Brown again and snuffed out and dropped to the 22-yard line for a loss of 3.
Middle linebacker Hendrick that time finished him off good. A weak side run. They had twins to the field. Motion across and then to the weak side of the defense. Again, that's a great job by the defensive line, and the middle linebacker just ran through the A gap and was able to corral him.
3rd and 13, a pretty obvious passing situation. Remember, they completed a long 3rd down play on their opening drive last week. They look like they're going to force some pressure. Now they back away as Moss looks back to the sideline. Brown is the back, shifts to the left of Moss. 1 wide out left, 3 receivers to the right. Moss brings in the snap. He's in the pocket and hit and buried. Back inside the 15-yard line. He never had a chance. Louisville did not allow a sack last week. That's their first one in 3 plays. Go nowhere except the wrong way. And here comes an early punt for the Cardinals.
And James Madison brought the house. They brought everybody. It was straight man and with 2 linemen dropped out, but they had more than Louisville could block. They didn't have a hot receiver ready to go. They misread something in a tough first series by the offensive line.
Wayne Knight back to return a punt. This punt will come into a pretty strong wind. Carter Schwartz is standing right at the goal line on the left hash. And here is the kick. And it is a high wobbly kick, and he waits for a fair catch and takes it at the 48-yard line. And it was not Schwartz. It was actually David Chapeau with that punt.
Inauspicious start for the Louisville offense after not giving
34.
up a sack last week and very few negative yard run. They had a 0 run, a negative run, and then a straight right up the middle blitz that hit Miller Moss for his first sack.
Chapeau booted a 34-yard punt, and JMU will begin in Louisville territory at the 48-yard line. Quarterback Alonzo Barnett last week threw for 130 yards and a touchdown, and he ran for 30 yards as well. Wayne Knight rushed for 89 yards, and he is the running back, and they get loud here at the stadium. Zach Greenberg is the center. He sends it back. A quick throw out wide left, and he's going to throw it himself. Loops it downfield to a lonesome receiver, and fortunately for Louisville, badly overthrew Logan Kyle down at the 20-yard line.
It was a lateral double pass. You could tell right away the quarterback took it and threw it out to the wide receiver who had a blocker in front of him. The backside tight end released out. He got free, and it was an overthrow. That's one good thing about having a wide receiver throw it. Not quite as accurate, but had he caught it, would have been a walk-in touchdown.
2nd and 10 from the 48-yard line of Louisville. No score. The Cards not only went 3 and out, they went backwards on their opening possession. 3 wideouts left, 2 right, nobody in the backfield. He's going to throw, gets pressure, hit as he throws, and it wobbles incomplete. Garrard lowered the boom on Barnett, affected the throw, and it landed harmlessly incomplete. It's 3rd down and 10.
Straight drop back pass that time. They had 4 receivers, and just as the arm went forward, Garrard, who had a great game last year, got his left hand up and hit the quarterback's arm to deflect the ball into the ground.
Barnett passed for 5 touchdowns and ran for 2 in that 70-50 demolition of North Carolina last year for James Madison, and it is deafening in here. He's got a back to his right, 3 wideouts to the left, drops in the pocket, pressure again, and the pass is blocked.
Conga that time right up the middle on a little twist. He went up and then spun around the other defensive guy, got his hands up quickly and not enough time to throw it. So great pressure on the quarterback on the first 2 snaps of pass.
JMU scored 45 points last week. Louisville scored 51. But in the first series for each team, the defense says you're not going to put up those kind of numbers this week.
No, that was a great comeback. James Madison got very aggressive on first down when they had good field position, but now all at once there's Lacey, and we found out last week high kicks are much better for the opponent than long ones because the long kicks Lacey had great returns on.
Patrick Gray only punted 1 time last week. He kicks this one, the left foot rugby kicker, rolls it out and kicks it at the 10, and it bounces forward into the end zone, 48. And that will be a touchback. So we'll take our first timeout of the night. Listen to all things college sports, including live games and talk on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and streaming on the SiriusXM app. No score after a possession for each team. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news! The movement experts at Pro Rehab Physical Therapy can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 20 convenient locations across Kentuckiana, contact Pro Rehab Physical Therapy today at ProRehab.com to see a physical therapist. Pro Rehab Physical Therapy, a proud partner of the Louisville Cardinals and trusted choice for keeping Card fans in the game.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield. Just like your Cardinals, Team Chevrolet has game-changing talent at every position, with a lineup led by the legendary Chevy Silverado, where 4 durable engines, including the TurboMax, deliver the capability you rely on every day. Plus, with advanced camera tech, it'll make your most difficult towing jobs a whole lot easier and your confidence even stronger. Check out the hard-working Silverado at your Chevy dealer today. Proud partner of the Louisville Cardinals. Kentucky drives Chevy.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back, thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial # law on your cell phone. That's #529, offices Louisville.
Louisville and James Madison are scoreless after an exchange of punts. Tonight's game is presented by Paul Davis Restoration of Louisville. If you're facing a disaster at your home or business, contact Paul Davis Restoration of Louisville, and they'll be there to turn the game around for you. Serving Kentuckiana for more than 40 years and proud corporate partner of the Louisville Cardinals. Well, Louisville held JMU to 0 yards, but JMU held Louisville to -11 on the Cardinals' first possession. And Jody, Jeff Brom wants to fix that, I would assume.
Yeah, and he spent a right away. He was at the offensive line where they sit over there before the offensive line even got there, and spent a lot of time with the offensive line, and also noted what Craig had said, one thing about the sack where there was no hot receiver. I think that might have been Jaleel Skinner maybe ran something wrong there, because Miller Moss and Jaleel kind of talking some things out. So a lot of conversation between the two offensive series.
Louisville gave up a sack and had Isaac Brown caught for a no gain and a loss on a play. And that 3 netted Louisville, as we said, -11. 3 receivers to the right, Louisville moving to the left. 1 receiver here to the left side, and Moss back to pass, rolling to the right, being chased, throws it, and incomplete, just wide at the 40-yard line. It was Lacey who tried to get it. It was a little behind him, and he slipped when he tried to reach back for it.
Tremendous pressure again. That time Isaac Brown went underneath him right into the flat. The defensive end closed quickly on Miller Moss. A little seam they tried to hit up the flat, but tremendous pressure on all 3 or both throws of Moss.
2nd down and 10. Ball on the left hash at the 20. Brown to the right of Moss. 3 receivers to the right. They rush 4. Miller with a quick throw. That one's complete, but just for a short gain to the 24-yard line. That went to Chris Bell.
Quick, decisive throw. 1, 2, 3, get it out. Bell ran a hitch on the far side on the hash mark, and that got you in a lot more manageable 3rd and 5, gives you a lot more options.
5 catches for 63 yards last week for the senior from Yazoo City, Mississippi. 3rd down and just over 5, close to 6. Moss again with Brown next to him. 2 wide outs to this near side, the left. 2 out to the right. Skinner's a tight end on that side, and Miller again in the pocket, pressured. Rolls out to the right, still rolling, is going to carry it and get across the 30-yard line, and I think got the first down. He did, right at the 30. So Miller Moss, who had the touchdown last week, gains a first down with his feet.
Moxie play by Miller Moss that time. He stepped up in the pocket, gave all the time he could. Pretty good protection. Then he decided at the very end, he saw an angle to the 30-yard line. He made the 30-yard line.
He won't have many design runs, but Coach Brown made it clear there'll be times he's going to have to run, and he did it then. Here's a high snap and a wide throw that is brought in at the 30-yard line by Lacey, then almost steps out of a tackle and gets out to the 35-yard line. That looked like it was going to be no gain, but he carried the defender with him and got 5 yards out of it.
Yes, they did. They had quads over, 4 receivers with no receiver on the right, a quick wide receiver screen, and a little behind him because he was pressured. They are getting quite a bit of pressure on Moss, but Lacey made something out of nothing, pulled through a tackle and got 4 yards.
Duke Watson comes into the lineup, and so does the fullback Jackson Panarello, a senior from St. X, who we saw a little bit of last week. And it's going to be a give to Watson. He slams it into the middle of the line, but they wrap him up, and he just falls across the 35. Maybe gained a little over a yard. It's going to be 3rd and close to 5.
Aggressive run defense that time. The free safety came down out of the secondary, Brown, which meant they had an 8-man front, even 9. So they stunted the line inside. That clogged all the gaps, and then he came off the corner.
3rd and 5 for the Cardinals. No score in the game. First quarter, the offenses have struggled mightily here in the early going. 3 wide outs to the right for Louisville. Skinner, the tight end, on the left. Moss again to throw. A blitzer is coming after him. He throws on the run, gets his man, but they nail him right at the 40, knock him backwards, and that'll be short of the first down.
What a nice tackle by James Madison. A good throw and catch under pressure. Got it to Skinner. Skinner was about a half a yard short, but all his momentum was stopped, Paul.
It's going to be 4th down, and Louisville looking like they're going to go for this. He caught it on the run. Moss made a nice escape when he had a rusher after him, and it looked like his momentum would get him a first down, but they nailed him right at that spot, and Louisville's going to go for it here on 4th and 1.
James Madison's been very active stunting their defensive line, so look for it here.
Louisville was 41% last year on 4th down tries. They didn't have one last week. Bell motions left. Here's the handoff, and they stopped him. They did not get it. Well, this James Madison defense is tough as nails to start this game. Duke Watson did not get the first down, and JMU started the first possession in Louisville territory at the 48. This one's even better. They're going to start inside the 40-yard line, and we are going to take a timeout. Join us at Roosters in Fern Creek each week for the Jeff Brom Show, presented by Collier Law Firm. There will not be a show this week because of the open date. Our next show will be Wednesday night, the 17th, to talk Cardinal football. Come out and meet the coach and a couple of players, too, at the next Jeff Brom Show, September 17th at Roosters, a fun, casual joint. No score between Louisville and JMU. 9:36 to play in the first quarter. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
I am cancer-free thanks to the power of U of L Health Brown Cancer Center.
The power of early detection.
The power of clinical trials only found here. The power of holistic care.
The power of second opinions. The power of academic research.
And the power of expert care close to home.
That's the power of you.
To learn more and find a Brown Cancer Center location near you, visit uoflhealth.org.
How would you like to be able to listen to us while synced up to your TV in the comfort of your own home? Well, you can do that. Just go to syncmygame.com and find out how. Louisville volleyball team being recognized here during this timeout. National runner-ups a year ago. No score between Louisville and James Madison. What the devil's going on? Louisville has 12 yards and 2 punts in their first 2 possessions. They did at least hold JMU without a yard last time, but they take over an outstanding field position at the 39-yard line of the Cardinals after Louisville failed on a 4th and 1.
It's actually been domination by the James Madison front. That front four, they play a 4-3 defense. They have really had their way. They've had rushers free. They're getting off blocks. There's been no chance for the running backs. I mean, they've gotten handoffs 4 times now, and there's been no holes to get to. Hence, they've got negative rushing yards, and conversely, they've gotten great pressure on Miller Moss. He had one completion where he caught it and threw it right away. Other than that, he's been out of the pocket.
They sacked him in the first series. He's been forced to roll out of the pocket. In fact, Louisville's first down came when he was forced to run out of the pocket and just barely crossed the first down marker. So JMU will get their second possession of the series. This team, as I mentioned, has been very good over the years. 9-4 last year, won their first ever bowl game. They knocked off Western Kentucky, in fact, in the Boca Raton Bowl. 11 straight winning seasons. And in all of those, they won at least 8 games, except for 1 year, and that was the COVID year when they only played 8 games, and they won 7 of them.
Yeah, just if you want to know that you go to North Carolina and put up 70 points, you're a decent program. I don't care what the circumstance was that night. To score 70 points at an ACC school gets your attention, and they've definitely got Louisville's offensive line attention right now.
Jeff Brom is not a happy camper on the Louisville sideline, and the fans are a little concerned too. JMU first and 10 at the Louisville 39-yard line, moving to the right in this first quarter. It is still Alonzo Barnett, the quarterback. Sluka will probably play some. They bring in a different running back to fake a pitch to him. Sluka keeps it and weaves his way ahead for about 4 yards to the 35-yard line.
Actually, Paul, they had both quarterbacks.
They did.
That running back was Barnett.
It was Sluka, actually, the quarterback, and Barnett was the running back.
So that's one of the things that they probably had preseason, and they held it last week. They're going to do it again because Barnett is a runner, so he could hand it to him, and they both can throw, but I think Louisville will just play their normal defense.
At UNLV in Holy Cross, Sluka has compiled over 600 passing yards. He pitches, and this is going to be a throw. Maybe Louisville chases, he throws, and it's batted away by Watts. So Barnett did take the pitch and threw the pass, but Watts batted it down. Sluka transferred from UNLV most recently, but he is quite the dual threat.
Sluka checks out now, and that's kind of a Jeff Braun play, but they've used 2 trick plays now on the first 2 series. Granted, positive field position past the 50 helps, but the crowd erupts now trying to get another 3 and out.
3rd down and 6. Barnett is back at the quarterback. Barnett has Knight as his running back against a wall of noise. Barnett gets it. Hands it to Knight, tripped up in the backfield. No gain. And now they come with more and push him backwards, but his forward progress got him to 35. These two defenses are just overwhelming each offense. 2 possessions, neither has gone anywhere. And Louisville's going to get the ball back, looks like, on a punt, or are they going to go for it?
They're going to go for it. And it appears they had made the decision to take 2 plays because that was a fairly conservative draw play on 3rd down. Now here's 4th.
4th and 6. Louisville failed on a 4th and 1 a moment ago. Here's the snap. The quarterback pretty well protected. Now they get to it. Down and fumble. Loose football, but they got on top of it. There is a penalty flag downfield. Carter Swayze, the left guard, fell on the loose football, but this play might come back.
Holding defense number 4. 10-yard penalty automatic. First down.
Jabari Mack, the cornerback, transfer out of Jacksonville State with a costly penalty. I guess that's why he couldn't find a receiver to throw to, probably. But Louisville had a sack, a fumble, couldn't recover the fumble, but we're going to get the ball back on downs. Instead, the drive will continue for JMU.
Unfortunate, because about the time the holding took place is when they got to the quarterback, but Mack was beat a little bit to the inside. They ran picks on both sides, and the corner followed the one receiver inside. I didn't see it. Probably got a hand on him. He was right there. The official was.
Louisville had over 100 yards of penalties last week, and there's a very costly penalty there. So JMU 1st and 10 at the Louisville 26-yard line. Here's the snap. It is Sluka. He's looking to run, and there's nowhere to go. Louisville buries him. He went this way, that way, and there was no way.
No, both defensive fronts, Louisville now really showing their speed up front with that front 4. As Sluka had no time really to throw it. He wanted to pump, fake, and go. So again on 1st down, they're going for a big play, but that time Sluka trying to run it, had nowhere to go with Conga and Garrard solid in the middle.
So it's back to Barnett. No score in the game. A total of 12 yards between the 2 teams. 2nd down and 11. He actually lost a yard on that. He's got 2 running backs. Here's the snap, and he's going to give it, and straight at the middle of the 20, and cut down to the 15-yard line. First carry from George Pettaway, the North Carolina transfer who rushed for nearly 1,000 yards last year, and he picked up a 1st down at the 16-yard line.
Pettaway with a nice delayed read. That time the quarterback held it, and then got it, and they found a little seam that time on a slow developing play. Stanquan Clark is, I'm trying to see, Kelly's in at linebacker. Looks like TJ Quinn is out at the moment.
Angelo Hutchinson, the safety, had to make that tackle. We talked about how the safeties didn't have to do much last week. 1st and 10. The ball never got that far downfield. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. And here is a handoff again, and Pettaway gets a little bit of yardage off the right side.
Yeah, now they're going exclusively run. 2 in a row. They didn't have a quarterback run or a throw, just straight run now.
And an offensive lineman lost a helmet and had to go 20 yards downfield to the back of the end zone to retrieve it. I didn't see how it got that far away from him. So
He was hooked up with the defensive back Hutchinson, and he kind of head-butted him in the chest at the end of the play, and Hutchinson just kind of pulled his helmet off and let go of it.
It was Lakota Dupree, the tight end, who lost the helmet. 2nd down and 7. Ellis, the receiver, motions from right to left, have a wide out over to the far left side. Sluka is the quarterback. And Sluka will keep it behind the back, right in the middle, nothing there, bounces outside, twists inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Pretty nifty run when it looked like Louisville had him closed off, but Watts made the tackle, and it'll be 3rd down and about 2 from the 8-yard line.
Yeah, full run the whole way that time. They had pulled a guard and a running back, so they had 2 blockers in front of Sluka. Sluka's known as the more physical runner, and he ping-ponged and pinballed his way to a nice gain to get it within 3rd and a little more than 2.
Now they got 2 tight end fullbacks in next to the quarterback and a back behind that. And here's the snap and the handoff, and he charges ahead and gets to the 5-yard line. I think if so, he got the 1st down. Successful conversion with the Jordan Fuller carrying the ball then. They are running bodies in at every position.
Yes, they are, and they're going fast there. Same thing, diamond formation.
Fuller the back again, gets it again, and this time they stop him right at the 5-yard line, maybe almost a yard or so.
Conga got off a block. They're running right at you. They've got a quarterback and shotgun, a running back behind him, 2 tight ends to the side of the quarterback. He's handed it off twice. Don't be shocked to see him pull it and run it soon.
Scoreless game, but JMU threatening at the Louisville 5. The quarterback with fullbacks in front of him, back behind him. Keeps it this time, dodges a tackle, then knocked down as he gets to the 3-yard line. Garrard pulled him down. He started right. Louisville had it plugged there, and he went back to the middle and gained a couple of yards. And again, it's another 3rd down and goal at the 3-yard line of Louisville.
Sluka checks out now, but he's a pretty crafty runner. As he faked that ball, went to the right. There was a defensive lineman end right there. He was able to shake him, cut back into the middle, and got a few yards. But boy, this front for Louisville is doing a great job against the overloaded backfield.
Now it's Barnett, the running back, with a back next to him. It's Adae, first time we've seen him. 2 receivers to the left. He rolls left. Whistles are blowing right after the snap. And somebody called a timeout. I presume it was Louisville.
James Madison, right before the snap, saw something they didn't like, and the coach ran down and called a timeout.
4:05 left. No score in the game, but JMU inside the Louisville 5-yard line. Put shelter on your team for your insurance needs. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com for a free personal protection review. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Well, JMU, 10 plays, 36 yards so far, by far the best offensive thrust either team has shown us so far in this first quarter, with the game scoreless, but that could change soon. Tony Denling downstairs.
Guys, I will say one thing. They're having a hard time with their signals from the sidelines. Both quarterbacks have both looked over there and been like, I can't hear you. And at one point, both the tight end and the right tackle were standing up, kind of like with their hands like, we have no idea what you're calling or what you're doing. So they're at least having a little difficult time with the noise down here. It is loud.
It's 3rd and goal for James Madison at the Louisville 3-yard line. No score. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Ayo Adae is the running back. 2 receivers to the left, tight end on the right. Wide side is to the left. He rolls left. Barnett looking, now throws back to the right, open man, and an easy touchdown right into the arms of Lakota Dupree.
Sprint out pass to the left. They had 3 receivers to the left. They sprinted out to the left with the lead running back, and Dupree snuck back across the formation late. He lined up as the left tight end. Hold. He waited, and if you don't get pressure right away, you got to see the touchdown dance that Dupree just put on after he caught that. But a nicely designed and executed play by James Madison. That's 3 now in the first quarter that you would call unorthodox plays.
Morgan Suarez, their kicker, transferred from FAU. He's never missed an extra point. He still has it. He's 89 for 89. And JMU has the first score. They lead the Louisville Cardinals by a score of 7-0. 4:01 to play in the first quarter. We'll return. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
Cards fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is the official beer sponsor of the Louisville Cardinals, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado, beer.
Hey Cards fans, attorney Sam Aguiar here. After a car wreck, when you're sidelined with an injury, insurance companies don't play by the rules. But our team knows their playbook, and together we'll win big. You focus on getting better, and our team will handle everything else. It costs you nothing out of pocket, and we give you a bigger share guarantee. So just remember, hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar. 502-888-8888, and let's start winning today. Go Cards.
Get your L's up and head to your nearest Liquor Barn or Party Mart store, an official partner of the Louisville Cardinals. You can place an order for pickup or delivery through the Liquor Barn website or app. It's easy to shop for your favorite beer, wine, and spirits at Liquor Barn and Party Mart. Go Cards. Well, JMU takes the lead 7-0 as they took advantage of a failed fourth down opportunity by Louisville. They took over at the 48-yard line. They converted a fourth down along the way by penalty. Otherwise, looked like Louisville's out of that trouble. JMU continued the drive, and they go just 39 yards in 11 plays to take the 7-0 lead. Jody Demling's on the sideline, and so is the Louisville soccer team. They had a pretty good day out of today, Jody.
Yeah, they did. They had a great day. They won 1-0 over number 1 Stanford, and up with the goalkeeper now. 100 career saves, but what a day today, Alex Fetnoff. Just congratulations. What a day you guys had out there.
Yeah, thank you. It was a real collective effort from everybody on the team. I think that my job is indicative of how everybody else is doing on the pitch. So I thought we did a real job of playing together today.
To beat the number 1 ranked team in the country says something about this team. I know you guys are still undefeated. It's still it's a cool mark, but you're not finished yet, right?
Yes, definitely. We definitely have some unfinished business. There's 12 other opportunities out on the schedule for us to go out and prove who we want to be this year.
All right, appreciate it, man. Congratulations. Paul, that was the goalkeeper, Alex Vetnoff, and he had a torn ACL last year. He missed all of the season after being an all-conference guy 2 years ago. He hasn't given up a goal in 5 games this year.
You know, because of the football game and the soccer stadium being located so close by, they didn't want to overlap, so they played that game at 11 o'clock this morning, which, of course, is 8 o'clock for Stanford.
Yeah,
so
good for them.
Maybe it took them a little while to wake up, but congratulations to Louisville. They won it 1-0. Well, Craig, can the Louisville offense make the proper adjustments and get something going here? They're down 7-0, and the Cards have a total of 8 yards so far.
Yeah, 10 plays. They went 3 and out, and then 7 for 19. Got the 1 first down on the 4th down run by the quarterback. They've gotten zilch out of the running game, and you're not going to hold this running game down. James Madison, very good with their defensive line, and they've had their way with this Louisville offensive line, so a wake-up call for the O-line. A lot of weapons back there, so we'll see how they adjust on this drive.
Well, Colin Lacey could turn it around quickly if he could put together one of his electric punt returns. He's standing at the goal line on the right hash, and Kewan Brown up at the left hash at the 5.
And I wouldn't say this is Louisville coming out flat. James Madison just playing very well.
Absolutely. They've taken it to the Cardinals. Here's a kick, another high, deep one. Not sure he'll return this one. He won't. It lands over his head well back in the end zone. So the Cards, 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Last week, Coach Brown was really pleased when he brought Jordan Church into the game, and he has come in the offensive line. Did Robinson move over to tackle, Jody, or did Pounder stay?
Moves over to the tackle, so Church comes in at the right guard. Robinson moves to over to the tackle position.
Miller and Moose on the other side with the sturdy, reliable Pete Niger at center. So Miller Moss empties out the backfield. Ball on the right hash. 3 receivers to the wide left side of the field. Now here comes Isaac Brown. He was lined up as a receiver. He comes as a running back behind Moss, and they put a lot of people up on the line. Here's the handoff to Brown, and they meet him in the backfield and stop him for no gain.
James Madison is selling out against the run just before the snap. The free safety came down once again. So Louisville had 3 receivers, and James Madison had 3 defensive backs, so they're playing a loose zone behind it.
3 carries for 1 yard for Brown. Fake to him. Moss whips one up that's blocked and incomplete.
That was the safety that time on the quick slant. It was a run pass option. Miller Moss saw the slant by Bell open. He threw it, but Seven Thomas, who had come down to get involved in the running game, batted that one down.
He had an interception last week. Jacob Thomas, the senior safety, and it's 3rd down and 10 for Louisville. Bell and Lacey head wide to the right. Hurry split out to the left. Tight end Skinner changes from left to right outside the tackle. And Moss, they come after with pressure, but he lets one go and it's overthrown. And there will be a flag. It was high, but the receiver was being held. I'm not sure if it was Hurry or Lacey, but Hurry was being held up on the pad apparently.
Defense. Automatic 1st down.
No doubt you could hear the crowd reaction, what they saw, and the interference was called against Elijah Culp.
It was straight man coverage as they were coming after the quarterback again. And one thing Moss does that I really like, he's decisive. When he sees straight man coverage on a corner up close, he goes to that receiver. It was Hurry. The defensive back got turned around and grabbed his jersey. Easy call.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Cardinals. They trail 7-0 late in the first quarter. Bell comes over here to this left side. 2 receivers to the right. Here's a handoff to Brown. Got a little crack that time and pulled all the way to the 45-yard line for a monstrous 5-yard gain.
And it didn't look like it was going to be much, but Brown doesn't need much, and he's pretty physical for 190-pounders. They're going to keep running it because they are good at running, and all you need is that one gap. And as a team plays as aggressive as James Madison is, if you break that initial line, you've got a good chance for a huge gain.
2nd down and 5. Brown is still the back. And Isaac will get it again. Slams ahead. They bring him down short of the 50-yard line. Gained about 3 to the 48, and it'll be 3rd and 2. 2:50 left in the first quarter. 7-0 James Madison.
This is Jeff Brom asserting his will. Now he's saying we are going to run the ball and be physical. Kewan checks in now at 3rd and 2, but that's 2 running plays right at him, but they're not using a fullback or an H-back.
Kewan, the sophomore from Anniston, Alabama, and he goes by Bama. That's what most of the guys call him. He's behind Moss. High snap. Moss gets it, gives to Brown. Rips the 1st down across the 50 and tumbled down at the 47-yard line. He might be the number 3 running back, but I'd take him anytime.
Yes, sir. You sure would. He has started, and it's great to have 3. And again, right at him now, Panarello's going to check in and run some I formation. A good down kick out block by the left guard that time. That was Miller that kicked out, and all these backs need is small cracks, and they'll run through arm tackles.
Panarello, the fullback, and they bring in Jacob Stewart as a tight end as well. A wide out to each side. Moss from under center. Play fake. Sets up. Rolls right. Throws. Has his man. Caught by Stewart and tackled at the 30, but I think it's going to come back. There's a flag that's probably for holding in the Louisville backfield. Too bad he delivered a perfect throw.
Yep, good protection. I think it was Niagara because I saw him.
League East hands to the face defense. The 15.
Oh, there we go.
15-yard penalty, end of run. 1st down.
When you see a flag in that position with great time in the pocket, it's generally offensive holding. So a bonus after that nice throw and catch.
Yeah.
16-yard gain.
To the face. I didn't catch the number. Did they say who? I think it was maybe Rush. Don't know. But anyway, the penalty will move Louisville all the way down to the 18-yard line, 1st and 10. Minute and a half to go in the first half. Louisville leading 7-0 over James Madison. Louisville committed a costly penalty that negated a 4th down stop. So maybe Louisville can take advantage of this one. Hurry split wide to the left among 2 receivers. Ball straight back, empty backfield. Whistles blow as he backs up, and there's going to be a
maybe a
run out.
timeout.
Snap. Delayed game. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
It didn't seem extraordinarily long.
No.
They must have gotten held up, getting out of the huddle, getting down there after the penalty.
Usually you kind of have a feel for that. Your body clock just feels it coming, and I didn't feel that. Caught me by surprise. Apparently them too. So 1st and 15 is a little bit different. Back now to the 22-yard line.
Is that Lacey at running back?
That is Lacey lined up as a running back. Shifts out to the left as Moss awaits the snap. And Moss, they're coming after him. Look out. And they're going to slam him to the turf. Ball comes out, but I think he's got to be down.
He was down.
They recover the fumble at the 30-yard line, but the ball came out when he hit the ground. That's got to be, they're ruling a fumble and a recovery, but that sure looked to me like the ball was out or knocked out when he hit the ground. Let me take another look here. Slung down, and yes, he's got to be down.
Second time a free rusher has gotten directly to him. That time it was the right outside linebacker.
They're going to have to.
Offense is right. He came untouched. He kind of like wrestling, grabbed him and just body slammed him to the ground. From the way it went down, it sure looked like the ball was in his hand until he hit the ground. They're going to give a replay now, maybe from behind, but
that came out after he hit the ground. They've got to review this.
Well, we were blocked in by Moss's back because it sure appeared the ball came out as he hit the ground.
I can't believe they're not at least reviewing that. How can they make that statement? 1st and 10, James Madison at the 30-yard line as Louisville loses a fumble. So the Cards are -4 in turnovers this year, and JMU is +4. They make a living in the turnover game. Here's the snap, a quick throw out to the left side to his receiver. Runs wide to the 35 to the 40 and shoved out of bounds over there on the first catch of the night by Nick DeGennaro.
DeGennaro, very physical run, used his right arm to stiff arm. They had wide receiver screen. They had 2 receivers. One blocked the corner, and then they just got it to him and had to have an open field tackle, and he was able to be physical on Mack as he was a much bigger.
He gained 9. It's going to be 2nd down and 1 from the 40. 3 receivers to the wide right side. Barnett, the quarterback, has Knight behind him. I still can't get over there was not a review on that play.
They're going to let the clock run out to the quarter, that is.
Yeah, final seconds ticking off.
I've just got to believe, Paul, maybe there was an angle we didn't see that was definitive because they did not look, and they generally look
apparently,
at everything.
I don't know if what Jody told us was on the air or not, but Jody was telling us that they ruled. Go ahead, Jody, you explain it.
The white hat looked over here at the sideline to the guy who rolls his hand like go on with play, and they said it's not even close. That was coming from Charlotte, where he has
that's a flat out lie. So. It was at least close.
Yeah.
Well, we'll simmer on this while we take a break here after our quarter. 7-0 JMU. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota. Now through September 30th, get 4.75 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4 or 5.75 on RAV4 Hybrid. Excludes plug-ins. Or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $299 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance protects small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
7-0 the score. James Madison leads it entering quarter 2 on this Friday night over Louisville at L&N Stadium. William McDermott bringing you some scores. Not much college going on at this time of the year on Friday nights, but the high school scene is alive and well in Kentucky. And checking up on some around town scores. Elizabethtown and LaRousse 6-6 in the first quarter. Meade County and Taylor County 0-0. 0-0 first quarter. North Hardin is playing Pulaski. It's 0-0. Some games just kicking off. Henry County is beating Western Hills 8-0. Rockcastle County over Whitley County 14-0. North Oldham and Oldham County 6-0 County over North. And then some other scores around town. Belfry and Johnson Central 0-0. A lot of these games still kicking off. Chiefs and Chargers will be later tonight in the NFL, playing down in Brazil. Here's some others. Woodford County and Great Crossing, 7-0 Woodford County. Fern Creek and Moore, that's 0-0. Eastern and Fairdale 0-0. A lot of these games still early in the first quarter. Paul.
Clark and Riggs scoreboard brought to you by Clark and Riggs, leader in print solutions and more to drive business. Learn more at morethanaprinter.com. I'm still dumbfounded they didn't at least review that fumble. Maybe it was, but to the naked eye, it certainly looked like it was worth another look. The hit was by Jacob Thomas, and Xavier Holmes recovered the fumble. Thomas had an interception last week, now a forced fumble tonight. Holmes had a blocked punt last week, and now fumble recovery. And so with a 7-0 lead for JMU, they scored the last time they had the ball. Louisville was moving before losing that disputed fumble, at least disputed in our eyes. And now the Dukes have the ball back.
They do. They've had great field position. Their first two drives started plus Louisville territory. They're up near midfield now, and I agree with you, Paul. There's so much delay of the game on targeting and everything else. You thought they would at least look at it longer, but evidently the people in Charlotte said let it go. It's an ACC crew.
2nd and 1 from the 41. Here's a handoff, and Knight is shoved backwards, but he might have gotten enough for the first down. To where the linesman is standing, it does appear he did, and he did.
Beatles on the tackle on the short gain. It was 2nd and short, so James Madison with another first down as they approach midfield. They've come in with a nice, very aggressive. They've run 3 plays already that are somewhat trick plays, but then they're also running right at the Louisville defense.
1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Knight next to the quarterback, Barnett. Barnett drops back to throw it. Zips it out here tonight in the flat, caught and ridden out of bounds at the 50-yard line.
Little swing pass to the left that time. The guard pulled out right as if it would be a sprint out. The quarterback took a few steps and swung it out to Knight, who made a nice catch and a quick gain of 7.
Capers ran him out of bounds, but the gain of 7 makes it 2nd down and 3 from just short of midfield. Here's Barnett again. Another good throw to the same spot tonight. Wrestled out of bounds again at the 48, again by Capers. But that will have the first down.
Little 5-yard and out by Knight coming out of the backfield. He's not just a runner, he's a good receiver, as that quick out pattern. And Louisville, the throw was so quick, didn't get any pressure on the quarterback. And now Sluka comes in.
Knight had a 58-yard touchdown run last week and caught 3 passes for 20 yards. He caught 2 in a row there. It's 1st and 10 in Louisville territory at the 48. JMU leading the Cards 7-0. 2 tight ends shift over to the right side. 2 receivers outside the tackle on the left. Sluka, since it's running back in motion, Petaway gives it to him around the right and cut down as he's tried to split 2 defenders. Hutchinson brought him down at the 42-yard line. Did gain about 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4.
They had the two tight ends stacked next to each other off the right tackle. Petaway got it on a big sweep, and one of those tackle or tight ends got hooked up with Antonio Watts and was able to get a really good block on him.
Big DeGennaro, receiver out to the right. He's got Sanchez just inside of him. DeGennaro caught the touchdown earlier for JMU. Now Sanchez comes out this way. Here's a handoff, though, and Petaway loses his helmet as he falls backwards after no gain on the play.
Louisville's been very good at the direct right at you runs by the running backs. They had one that jumped through a crack, but other than that, they've been pretty good. This is a situation where James Madison has a great game plan. Obviously playing Weber State, they didn't show much. You can tell they game planned all summer for this game as they've had some real nice wrinkles.
2nd down and 5. Knight checks back in as the running back. Lines up next to Barnett. Louisville trailing in the 2nd quarter, 7-0. Ball is at the Cardinals' 41-yard line. Louisville defense looks active. 4 on the front line. Here's the snap. He's going to keep it and run it and cut down at the 40-yard line. Louisville really swarming to the ball. He barely got that snap off in time, and it's going to be the fourth down, third down.
Fourth down. It's going to be fourth down. It was 3rd and 3. They're waiting. It looks like they're going to not even think about it. Go for it again. Continue to play aggressive. A little longer than the last fourth down try.
Yeah, they just now flipped it over to fourth down. I can at least see the down better in the dimmer light as opposed to the glare of Saturday. 4th and almost 3. They look back over to the sideline for the call. Play clock at 8. Barnett has the back next to him. Receiver to Gennaro motions to the right. Barnett back to throw it. In the pocket, throws a middle, high in the air, and incomplete. A couple of Cardinals had almost a play on the ball, but nobody could quite get to it. And the Cardinals take over on downs.
Once again, he hung back in the pocket, wanted a crossing route right over the middle. It was tipped, and the ball hung up a little bit, and Louisville almost got it. Actually, it was better that they didn't because they would have given up 7 yards.
Yeah, letting it go incomplete gives it back at the line of scrimmage, and we'll take a timeout. 7-0 is the lead for JMU over the Cardinals. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program. Introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
U of L Health Frazier Rehab Sports is the official sports rehab provider of the Louisville Cardinals. Our experienced Frazier Rehab sports therapists offer athletes of all levels one-on-one support with our sports performance and injury prevention clinics. To schedule an evaluation today, call 502-637-9313. U of L Health Frazier Rehab Sports, the official sports rehab provider of the Louisville Cardinals.
Papa John's is delivering the ultimate tailgate experience to Louisville fans for the Kentucky game on November 29th. Register at gocards.com/Papa John's for your chance to win tickets to the game, pregame field passes, gear, and more. Sign up for Papa's Rewards to get 10 extra entries. Better ingredients, better pizza at Papa John's. Louisville trails 7-0, but they're about to get the ball back after holding JMU on downs. We have 11:19 to go in the second quarter. Paul Rogers here in the booth with Craig Swabeck, Jody Demling on the sideline, Scott Case, our engineer, Willie McDermott, our host, and our producer is Hunter Stunkel, and we'll be right back after we pause for station identification. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield. Well, Louisville stopped JMU on 4th down. JMU's touchdown came after they stopped Louisville on a 4th down try, and they only had to drive 38 yards for the score. The defenses have dominated here in this first quarter, plus a few minutes of the second. 7-0. James Madison leads Louisville with 11:19 to go in quarter number 2.
Staggering. Louisville 27 yards. We're at 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. That's generally a long run by one of the running backs. They just have not been able to get on track. They don't have any vertical plays to speak of, runs or passes. Been constant pressure twice now. Miller Moss has been sacked. Once he lost on a fumble on direct runs to the quarterback with no blocker on a defensive linebacker or lineman.
1st and 10, Louisville at the 40-yard line after stocking on 4th down. Church stays in the offensive line for the Cardinals. Nigo ready to send it back to Moss, who has Brown to his right. Brown will take it, slam it ahead. 40 to the 45, and a 5-yard gain for Isaac Brown. He is getting at least a little bit of a crack, but boy, they're quick to plug it up when it gets through that.
Yeah, that one was right over the center, Niagara, that time, and he's got such a burst, Isaac does. But they're doing a good job of getting off blocks, and he's the first guy is getting him on the ground, and then they gang tackle.
2nd down and 5 from the 45. 2 receivers to the left, 1 out here to the right. Here's the snap, and Moss will throw over here. Oh, boy, it's lucky it wasn't intercepted. It bounced out of the hands of Elijah Culp. Miller just turned and threw blindly, and boy, the quarterback was ready for the throw all the way, but couldn't hold it, fortunately, for the Cards.
Quick hitch to Bell that time, and Bell fell down, and when he fell down, there was nobody left but the corner.
Corner had cut inside of him, and I'm not sure Bell falling down had an effect on that.
No, I don't think it did.
I think it was just a throw that was lucky. It wasn't picked off. 3rd down and 5 for the Cards.
Yeah, actually the corner broke on him before Bell did.
Here's Moss for the ball again. They rush an extra outside rusher. Moss rolls, throws, has his man, and steps out of bounds to the 45-yard line. Bell makes the catch for a 1st down at the Duke's 45-yard line.
Outside linebacker blitz that time from the left of the offense. Perimeter pressure. The line dropped off on that side, and Moss threw on the run to the right, scrambled away from the free blitzer. So James Madison, extremely aggressive. They are blitzing generally every 3rd down.
Okay. 1st and 10 Louisville at the 46-yard line of JMU. 7-0 the Dukes lead 5 minutes into the 2nd quarter. Kewan Brown, yeah, he's in now at running back. Pressure off the edge. Moss sends one downfield, fighting for position, and they're going to let it go.
Whoa.
Bell was wrestling with Jacob Thomas, and the official immediately waved it off. No penalty. Might have been going both ways on it.
Generally, you get that just because the guy's running a takeoff and he impeded his progress, but they were down there right on it.
I don't have near big a problem with that one as I do on the fumble that wasn't reviewed. I still don't understand that. 2nd down and 10 from the 46.
Jeff's going crazy.
Looking at an isolated replay, it did look like a penalty. Here's Moss under immediate pressure, but gets it off to his back, and he's grabbed for a loss. Slammed to the turf. Back on the Louisville side of the 50-yard line. Their pursuit is just fantastic as Isaac Brown loses yardage on the completed pass.
Yeah, play action fake, a quick screen to Brown. He got out too quick. The lineman didn't get out there. Hence, there was no blocker for the one outside guy. So just that split second, and all at once, it's 3rd and a whole bunch again. And the speed of James Madison, the preparation, as they're playing lights out on defense.
There's Emmanuel Bush that ate him up. He's a transfer from Marshall, who they think is maybe their best pro prospect. 3rd down and 15 for the Cardinals at their own 49-yard line. Isaac Brown motions out to the right. Backfield is empty. Quick throw to Brown. Cuts inside of the 50 to the middle to the 45. Twists to the 40. Fights for more and gets all the way to the 38-yard line. Great second effort, but he's still about 3 yards short of a 1st down. And Louisville probably in 4-down territory. It'd be an awfully long field goal attempt.
Nice play design. Brown motioned out to get behind the 2 wide receivers, and he fought, scratched, 2nd, 3rd effort, and got him that nice gain to get it within 4th and 3.
Louisville already failed once tonight on the 4th down, and they turned that into a touchdown with short field position. At least the field position isn't as dramatic against Louisville this time, since they're at the 39 of JMU. Moss from under center, play fake. Miller retreating, throws over the middle. It's caught by Skinner. He's to the 30-yard line, to the 20-yard line, and a 1st down with plenty to spare, but there is a penalty flag thrown. Let's wait and see.
It's in the area of Louisville receivers.
Holding defense, number 13, of an eligible pass receiver. That penalty's declined. Offensive take the result of the play.
Well, Jody, the guy who threw that flag is the same guy that didn't throw it on Chris Bell. And I'm afraid the police officers probably would have had to take Coach Brom out of here if he'd have done it twice, because he got on him so much that 1st time. He wasn't going to call that one on Louisville.
Well-designed play action fake, and a little delay by Skinner.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
It was 19 yards.
19-yard pickup on that play. Bell, a wide receiver to the right. Inside of him in the slot is Lacey. Moss waits, gets it. Doesn't hand it, rolls left, getting a block at the 20, and then steps out of bounds. And I think that block may be a hold as they throw a flag after he stepped out of bounds at the 18-yard line.
I'm sorry, that was not a hold. I had my binoculars. The outside receiver had him pinned. You're allowed to use your hands. It was just a great block by the outside receiver. You're allowed to do that.
That was Meeks, and they're going to call the penalty on him.
After further discussion, there is no foul for an offensive hold. It'll be 2nd down.
Well done, Craig.
Yeah, that was textbook block out there. He got into the corner, he had his hands extended, and you can't extend them, and you can't actually hold interior as long as you don't stretch the jersey.
So the play stands, and it is 2nd down and 7. Louisville trailing 7-0 midway through the second quarter. Cards have covered 44 yards on this drive so far, their best output of the evening. Now the officials are getting together to talk it over again.
Game clock will start on my signal.
Okay. Moss has his back behind him. 2 wideouts to the wide right side. They come and stack the line of scrimmage again, and a flag goes up, and do they make Louisville jump? It could be which way. We'll see. I didn't see movement from Louisville. Unless...
Delay of game on the defense for disconcerting signals and movements. Yep. Number 5, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
They came rushing up the line of scrimmage, and I assume they were barking out some noise.
They had to, because 3 Louisville players all at once, all pointed.
2nd and 1. Moves it to the 11-yard line. Duke Watson is the running back. Jacob Stewart in as a tight end. 2 receivers to the right. Moss hands it. Watson slams ahead, twists inside the 5 and down to the 3. Good hard straight ahead run by Duke Watson. They only gave him the ball 2 times last week, but he did make a big touchdown grab. And Coach Barkley, the running backs coach, said, I didn't realize he only had 2 carries. We need him more involved. But it's hard to get everybody involved as much as you want. 1st and goal. And Louisville moves, but they were moving. The ball was never snapped.
Louisville must have moved. There was a James Madison guy walked right through Louisville's line. Louisville saying what's happening. I don't know if they're continuing. Jody, you may know what's happening.
He keeps saying about their signals, and they're doing something up front of the line, so we'll see what they call here.
Offside, defense.
They're calling it on them. I mean, it's so weird, guys. It's so much noise in here. But the guys up front, especially Bush and 92, are the 2 guys that are doing some different things with their hands and standing up and calling things. Louisville's been trying to get the officials to look at it the entire time, and finally on this drive they did call it.
92 is Grayson Gilmore. Bush is Emmanuel Bush referred to. Their big defensive tackle. 1st and goal. Moss behind center. Hands off, but Brown is stopped.
They are solid. They've got a lot of defensive linemen that are big, 300-pounders, and they were all in A gaps and B gaps and C gaps that time. So not a whole lot of movement, as Louisville really doesn't have a big tight end. At some point, they may put extra linemen in.
It was Watson on the carry. Now they brought in Kewan Brown. And a lineman lines up as a fullback. That's Carter Gilliam. Here's the snap. Here's a give, and they grab him at the 5-yard line. Well, the big lineup did not help. It's 3rd and goal, and they've gone back to the 5. Louisville trying to get on the board, trailing 7-0.
A lot of stunts by this James Madison. They pinched that time, and the right defensive end was able to penetrate through, and then a linebacker came scraping through untouched into the backfield and was able to make a good tackle. So they have not been easy to run against.
It is 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Here come 2 receivers out to the wide right. Here's the snap. Moss rolling to the right, searching, pressuring him, stops, fires, and caught. Got away from him. Bell briefly had it, took a lick from Jacob Thomas, and the ball popped free, and it'll be a field goal attempt coming up for the Cardinals.
Fireworks went off. It looked like he catches. Moss scrambled. He's got right, stopped, tucked it down, and then threw a bullet to Bell. Bell had it and lost it on contact.
It was a little high, and he had to reach to grab it, and as he was pulling it down, that's when he got hit and lost the ball.
You know you're going to get hit there, and that was the only place Moss could do it. He had to put it up high, and he got it high to Bell's hands.
So here's a field goal coming up from Cooper Ranvier. A short one from 22 yards, and he drills it through, and Louisville gets on the board. So the Cards get 3 on the board. 12 plays 56 yards, and it is 7-3. The lead belongs to James Madison with 5:21 to go. We have a timeout left, and we'll take that now. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Here's Tom Drexler.
This is Tom Drexler with Tom Drexler Plumbing, Air, and Electric, proud supporter of the Louisville Cardinals. Just like the Cards, we believe in being the best. That's why only the best technicians wear the Tom Drexler uniform. I promise you will be a fan of our upfront pricing and clean professional service. For all of your plumbing, heating and cooling, or electrical needs, make the right call. Dial 1 Tom Drexler.
Call the plumber whose name is his number. Call the plumber whose name is his number. Dial 1 Tom Drexler, that's his number. Yeah.
Your company doesn't need a printer. You need a partner like Clark & Riggs. Clark & Riggs brings you the whole package: on-demand and variable data printing, direct mail management, e-commerce solutions, warehousing and fulfillment, rapid prototyping, retail solutions from large format signage and point-of-purchase material to branded decor and fixtures. Oh, and the best offset and digital printing in the business. Visit Clark & Riggs at morethanaprinter.com.
Throughout the year, Prairie Farms is proud to partner with the Louisville Cardinals to showcase the standout student athletes over the past week of competition through the Prairie Farms Student Athlete of the Week Award. Follow the Louisville Cardinals on Facebook or X to cast your vote for this week's Prairie Farms Student Athlete of the Week. 7-3. It's a lead for James Madison over the Louisville Cardinals in what has been a bruising defensive battle so far. Total offense just 76 yards for Louisville and only 59 for JMU. Their touchdown came on a short drive after stopping Louisville on fourth down, and Louisville had that drive cover 56 yards in 13 plays. Let's get an update from Jody Demling downstairs.
Well, guys, a scoring drive, but I can tell you it's not happiness down here on the sidelines. I've seen Coach Brom in a lot of situations. I have never seen him this upset. He got the offensive line first, then he got Miller, and then the referee that was standing there just got an earful, and he wants the calls on the signals and the holding on the receivers. I mean, it's just intense sidelines down here. I've really never seen him this upset in the first half, and rightly so. A lot of things have gone wrong for his offense in this first half.
Miller Moss, under constant pressure, has completed 8 of 13 throws for 61 yards. He's also been sacked twice. Isaac Brown is Louisville's leading rusher barely, 6 carries for 11 yards. He had 6 carries for 126 last week. That's how different this one is. And Duke Watson has 4 carries for 9 yards.
James Madison has a new defensive coordinator this year, Colin Hitchler, who had been at Alabama and also been at Wisconsin. So they weren't quite sure what they were going to get tonight. Obviously, against Weber State, they didn't show this aggressive defense, but what a game plan they've had. They have stopped the run and really gotten after the quarterback tonight. So Louisville has yet to make them pay with a big, you gamble, bring a lot of people. That exposes you to long plays. Louisville has not had a long play, and I'm not sure. I haven't seen Colin Lacey touch the ball tonight, and that's one of the Louisville's biggest playmakers.
Knight is back to return a kick from Nate Keller.
I take that back. Lacey has 1 catch for 4 yards.
Here is Keller to the ball. It's a high kick, but it'll be caught at the 3. So Knight up to the 10, veers right to the 15, to the 20, into a pile of players past the 25 and out to about the 26 or 27 yard line.
One thing that could ignite this offense possibly would be a defensive turnover. The defense has played well. They've been James Madison, this is the worst field position they've gotten so far, inside the 30-yard line.
James Madison recovered a fumble earlier to put them +4 on the year. Louisville has not come up with a turnover yet, and they're -4 on the year, and they're taking another timeout. So will we, with a score 7-3. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Did you know the Jeff Weiler Automotive family has sold over 1 million cars in the last 50 years? And we've been in Louisville for over 40 years. And did you know we've been voted the top company to work for annually since 2009? Visit Jeff Weiler Toyota in Clarksville Jeff Weiler Nissan, the Jeff Weiler Honda Auto Mall, and Mercedes-Benz of Louisville, or at weiler.com. Jeff Weiler, an official corporate partner of the Louisville Cardinals.
Five minutes and 13 seconds left to play in the second quarter. James Madison leads the Louisville Cardinals 7-3 in what has been a defensive bloodbath. This is the second of 3 straight home games to open the season for Louisville, although it won't come in 3 straight weeks because they are off next week. And then we'll go to Pittsburgh for their first of only 4 road games this year. This is only the second time Louisville has had 8 home games in a season. Their record is very good at home, but right now James Madison is giving them more than they can handle.
They sure are. And the one stat that just jumps out at me, Louisville with 16 rushing attempts, 15 yards. Some of that's negative yards because Moss has been sacked and banged around. For a guy that didn't get touched last week, he's gotten pretty bruised in this first half.
Yeah, he's been under constant pressure. He's 8 of 13 for 61 yards and he lost a fumble. Although in my mind, I'm still not clear it was, but that was the call. And I thought it was at least worth a review, and they didn't even do that. But that's long in the past. I will not bring it up again. For a few minutes.
That's right. At least until the next break. And James Madison, give them credit. They've been very aggressive, going for it on 4th down, running trick plays, really blitzing, bringing pressure. Louisville will have some adjustments to do. Third quarter last year was their most advantageous quarter after they go to the locker room and try to settle down. But James Madison has their number. I can't recall a game that's gone on this long without Louisville getting untracked offensively.
Their very first play, the first play was a pitch to the receiver who threw it, fortunately incomplete because they had an open man downfield. 1st and 10, JMU from the 26 of the Dukes after the kickoff. Here's the snap, and he gives it, and he runs it, and is stopped and driven backwards for the 29-yard line. Congo leading the charge again on the running back Jordan Fuller.
They're rotating. Ford wasn't even on my chart that I got for them. Last week it was Petaway and Knight, but Ford's gotten some carries tonight as Knight checks back into the game. He's more of the faster back, and then we've seen both quarterbacks, 3 or 4 running backs, a bunch of tight ends.
2nd down and 7. Barnett the quarterback with Knight next to him. Receiver Sanchez motions from left to right, sets up in the slot, a lone wide out to the left. He's going to drop back and throw pressure immediately, but gets a screen out there tonight and slowed down and then tackled. A.J. Green dove and slowed him down, and then Quinn came to polish him off for no gain. And it's going to be 3rd down and 7.
Really fundamentally sound play by A.J. Green, the outside walk-off linebacker. He dropped, then got off with offensive lineman and was able to knock him off balance before he got finished off by Quinn.
Actually, it was JoJo Evans who came in there as well. 3rd and 7. Crowd has been vocal tonight. Empty backfield. Barnett takes it. Louisville comes after him with 4. Throws over the middle and has his man barely short of a first down, though, at the 35-yard line. Well, it was caught by Suarez, but he'll be short.
Right in front of us. It's a great spot. He's right on the 35. He's going to be a yard short. James Madison, this is a little tougher choice. It's not plus 50. So now they're on their side of the 50. So Louisville with the chance here to really swing some momentum.
4th and 1 at their own 35. Louisville stopped them one time, but then a penalty kept the drive going. The quarterback runs up quickly behind center with a back right behind him, looking like he wants to push down. I think he's just trying to draw Louisville off sides, and nothing's going to happen here, I don't believe. That's it.
Well prepared by Louisville. Not only did they not jump off sides, when the quarterback sprinted, how was that not faking a play? But anyways, the quarterback sprinted from 5 yards back and the running back at the same time and lined up behind the center. Louisville squeezed everyone down, but they didn't jump off sides.
Yep. They barely avoided multiple head-on collisions because they sprinted toward the line of scrimmage. Louisville's defense sprinted toward the line of scrimmage, and everybody was all bottled up, but nobody jumped. So it's 4th down, and you would assume now they're going to punt, but they could still go for it if they want.
I see James Madison, coach, really getting on the officials, but hey, to me, how is that not simulating a snap? I mean, the running back and the quarterback went from shotgun formation to a dead sprint to the line of scrimmage.
You're right, he's having a very animated conversation over there. So I'm waiting to see if a punter's coming out or not. I don't see one yet. It's Sluka at quarterback now, with the back to his right. That's Mallory, I believe, for the first time today. He's going to take a shotgun snap, and he's going to keep it and run and get a first down.
Louisville
just
wasn't
ran
ready.
it simply straight up the middle.
Louisville was not ready. Hutchinson was looking at the sideline trying to get a signal as the ball was snapped. James Madison came out. Louisville had the defense, but 3 guys were still wanting.
Timeout on the field for an injured player to the offense.
You're right. I was watching a replay. We do have an offensive lineman face down on the field. It's 76 apparently, which is Pat McMurtry. And yeah, Hutchinson was looking over the sidelines, arms spread. So
you got to call
late to get the call in.
Give someone the ability to call that timeout if someone's looking to the sideline saying, "Hey, we need a signal."
3:02 left in the half. 7-3. James Madison leading it over Louisville. Talking about memorable night games here. Remember when Louisville and Colorado State, 2 high-scoring teams, played here, and the final score was 7-2.
7-2. Yep, they got a safety. Yeah, there's been some defensive games and some firework games, but tonight a team out of the Sun Belt, not the ACC or the SEC or the Big 12, a Sun Belt team favored to win their side of the division, has come in very polished. They have played well, mistake-free football, very aggressive. Obviously, they've come in to win, not to just play.
Pat McMurtry walking off the field apparently okay. Well, they know how to win and not just play. They beat Virginia a couple of years ago in a close game and then just annihilated North Carolina last year in Chapel Hill. Jody?
Yeah, that's the last 2 times they've played an ACC team. Remember the third to last time it was here, and Louisville was down 10-3 with about 3.5 minutes left in the first half when Louisville got the ball, 10-7, I'm sorry, and drove down and kicked a field goal to tie it at the half. And we all thought, oh my gosh, what's going on? Luckily, they scored 24 points in the second half. Let's hope there's a spark like that today.
Yeah, they won that game 34-10 and would have been very tight. JMU leading 7-3 inside 3 minutes of the second quarter. They're at their own 38-yard line. He's wandering, he's pressured, he throws, and he has his man, and he backpedals out of bounds the 40-yard line, takes a wicked hit from Evans. The pass went to Petaway, and Evans delivered the blow, but looked kind of like he got the worst of it.
Yeah, at the very end, he bounced off of him, and a nice heady play that time by Barnett. He was under a little pressure. He backed up, made a safe throw to the flat, and ended up with positive yards and stop.
Gain just about almost 4. He had retreated so deep in the backfield, the ball went a long way, but the gain was not much. Empty backfield with Petaway, the running back, lined up in a slot on the left. 2 receivers on the right. Petaway motions right, gets a little pitch running around wide to the right side, chases the sideline, and steps out of bounds at the 40-yard line. He's under hot pursuit from Watts, which forced him to go very wide. And Louisville was able to eventually get him out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down and still a bit over 5.
Good lateral speed that time by Lubin, as well as Stanquan Clark, and Antonio Watts was the one that forced it, but it's going to be 3rd down. James Madison is 2 of 6.
We may get a stop for the 2-minute timeout before the snap. And we do. 2 minutes left, and we'll get the 2-minute timeout here. 7-3. JMU with the lead and the ball. We'll take a quick bonus break here. Stations will be right back to L&N Federal Credit Union Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky, with the Cards trailing 7-3 to JMU. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Lemon pepper fans, I hope you're sitting down because Zaxby's just dropped a mouth-watering lemon pepper dry rub. Now you can get that delicious zesty lemon and cracked black pepper flavor you love on the chicken you love. Try it any way you want, from Zaxby's lemon pepper wings and lemon pepper sandwiches to their lemon pepper chicken fingers. And with the Zaxby's app, all that lemon peppering can earn you rewards points. Now that's lemon pepper perfection. Zaxby's lemon pepper. Get some today.
Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
7-3, the lead for JMU with 2 minutes left to play in the second quarter. The Louisville basketball team is on the field leading cheers currently. Louisville basketball managers. They won the managers national championship, earlier this season. Good bunch of guys, and do they ever work hard. This game has seen very little offense. With 2 minutes left in the second quarter, 76 yards for Louisville, 75 yards for JMU. The Dukes have the only touchdown, and they came on a short touchdown drive, only 39 yards, after Louisville failed on a fourth down attempt. Now Pat Kelsey being shown on the stadium video board, and that's always going to draw a lot of cheers. Louisville's going to announce their basketball schedule coming up this week. On Tuesday, I believe, is the date for that. The opponents we all know now, but going to figure out exactly when and where on all of them later on this week.
James Madison definitely came in aggressive. We've been talking about another fourth down. They tried to get him offsides, called timeout, came right back out, ran it again. And was their touchdown, was that on fourth down or a third down? I know Louisville had stopped them a couple of times.
I believe it came on third.
They are being aggressive, though. I know they've gone for it on
both teams are 1 of 2 on fourth down. And Louisville stopped them on a fourth down, and a penalty nullified that.
Yep, that's exactly right. So James Madison playing very good, tight with the ball. They haven't made any major mistakes. Their quarterback has not gotten hit hard. Miller Moss has taken a couple real big shots.
The school is located in Fredericksburg, Virginia, which is not too far from Charlottesville. And as I said, they have been very good at football for a long time, mostly at the lower level, FCS. They made the move 3 seasons ago to FBS. And they have been really good. And it just kind of intrigues me how they, of all people, it's right, not really a football hotbed. There's not much that you would think traditional, but they've been good. And they're good again.
Yeah, I think I saw in their notes they only started football 55-ish years ago.
3rd and 6 for the Dukes. Tight end motions out here to the left. That's Josh Pfeiffer. The back is Knight. It is Sluka who is the quarterback. Claps and flags. And Louisville's pointing at their line like a false start.
False start.
And that'll be the call.
Offense, number 5. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
One of the few 3rd and longs. James Madison has had a lot of 3rd mediums and 3rd and shorts. They haven't had a lot of negative plays, and that's what's helped them.
Sluka, 6,000 yards passing and nearly 400 rushing yards over his career. He played at UNLV and also at Holy Cross under current coach Bob Chesney, who was at Holy Cross, had a good run there before coming to replace Coach Signetti at JMU. 3 receivers to the wide left side. Now it's Barnett who's going back into quarterback. They switch these guys back and forth continuously. Claps, drops, pressure, sack! Dump inside the 30-yard line.
Bailey got a jump start on the right tackle, came around the corner, closed it. The transfer from Rutgers was on him quickly.
Bailey and Conga played together at Rutgers. Conga came here last year to convince Bailey to come join him this year. And a big play there by big Wesley Bailey. Jody Demling.
Yeah, guys, the right tackle. Remember, I can't remember his name, so you can help me with that, but he just went out hurt. He was their best NFL prospect on this team is what they thought. He went out hurt, and Wesley Bailey just took advantage of that sub.
Pat McMurtry is the player who got injured. Didn't catch who his replacement. It's listed as Cam McNair as the backup at that position.
Actually, you couldn't see it, but at the exact time Bailey got there, Clev Lubin got there too, number 50 with the good helmet to the chest as well. So when they get him in 3rd and long, the pass rush showed up. So there's Lacey.
That's the first sack for Louisville. They have 2. Here comes a punt. It's very high and end over end and very short. And it'll bounce and take a Louisville bounce, a huge bounce. Oh my goodness, it hit near the 50 and rolled all the way back inside the 40-yard line. So the Cards must take advantage of this late in the quarter as they will take over possession at the 37-yard line of JMU.
3 timeouts remaining, 1:42. Louisville gets the big sack on 3rd down. He runs out to the left. He's left-footed. And he waits and waits and waits, and he kicked it real high, but it was end over end backwards. Hit the ground. No James Madison players found it. What did you get, 15 yards on the back end of it?
8-yard punt. It was short to begin with, and then I've never seen a ball go that far backwards. Moss, the quarterback, Isaac Brown to his right. 2 receivers to the left. Moss will throw. Better protection, standing, drifting, throwing away to the sideline, caught at the 30-yard line, and Bell steps out of bounds.
Good job, offensive line. That was a 3-receiver route. They tried to go deep. No one got open. So Bell came back to the ball, found a little soft spot. Good job on that max protection.
2nd down and 3 after the 7-yard gain at the 30-yard line. 1:35 left. Louisville trailing 7-3 nearing halftime. Niagara ready to send it back to Miller Moss. Moss has it. Fakes to Brown. Moss loops it downfield, and Bell's being held. It looks like incomplete. No flag. It must not have been held because I didn't hear a big clamor from the fans, but it kind of looked like it to me.
I didn't see any code. They got man-to-man coverage. When they get it, they like that matchup with Bell. They'll eventually hook up on it. The corner did a good job. He forced Bell inside, and then Miller Moss had thrown the ball to his outside shoulder.
Yeah, on another look at it, it was clean. That corner is Elijah Culp. 3rd and 3 for Louisville from the 30-yard line. Here's a snap. Moss, a quick throw, and a lunging grab by Lacey. Good hands to haul that in just short of the 20-yard line. They'll put it at the 21 and a first down.
Boy, there was so much smoke on that. I didn't think there was any way he would catch that because it was in the framework of his body, but Lacey did.
1st and 10 of the 22. Moss waits. Did he hear a whistle? Looks like a Cardinal move too soon. While Louisville had a lot of penalties last week.
Offense number 2, because the game clock was running their 10-second runoff options.
Krishawn Hurry, the transfer from San Jose State, jumped off sides. I was going to say, well, they had 100 yards of penalties last week. They didn't have really many mental penalties. They were the physical penalties, holdings, and those kinds of things. So.
And he didn't really go forward. His back leg kind of moved backwards like he was setting it to get ready to sprint.
It's 1st and 15. Bell wide to the right. Lacey inside of him. They said it'd be a 10-second runoff.
Yeah, it was at 106. Now it's back to 116.
JMU was elected to take the 10-second runoff. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute 6 seconds. It'll start on my signal.
.106 to go in the second quarter. Louisville down 7-3, but they have the ball at the 27-yard line of the Dukes. Isaac Brown, the running back, sets up to the right of Moss. Miller against a 3-man rush, has some time, fires it, caught, and it's Brown down to the 20-yard line.
Clock will stop because it's another first down.
It'll be 2nd down and 8, and Louisville spends a timeout with 42 seconds left.
You're right. I was reading the wrong down mark. It was first and a lot.
Right, it was first and about 5. It was first and 15. Louisville spends a timeout. Well, the Cards are nearing 100 yards anyway. Finally, 98 yards to 67 by James Madison.
If they can find a way to get this into the end zone, what a deflation that would be for James Madison that played so well in this first half that Louisville could possibly have a 10-7 lead.
And obviously a big lift for the Cardinals, who were really having a hard time of it early on. It still hasn't been easy, but at least they have found a way to get positive yardage.
And they've kept Miller Moss clean as of late.
Moss is 11 of 17 for 83 yards. He was sacked twice and lost a fumble on one of those.
And with all the transfers, it's hard to tell how good a secondary is. You know, the James Madison safeties are new, the corners are new. You don't know until they play someone, and they've done a great job of holding up tonight, of not giving up any explosive plays.
55 new players for James Madison. 31 other transfers. The rest are freshmen. 2nd down and 8 from the 20 for Louisville. Going to the right here in the second quarter. Moss gives to Brown, slants right, hesitates, bounces off, bounces out to the right, and somersaulted down at the 20-yard line. Lost the ball, but I believe it came out when he hit the ground. He made a couple of nifty moves to dodge tackles, but then when he was undercut, he landed hard.
Nice tackle. He ran through his legs and upended him into the air.
Yeah, that was at corner Culp. who got him down. 3rd down and 8. Moss back to throw, pressure right at the middle, avoids it. Moss rolling, throwing, and out of the side and back of the end zone. It'll be a field goal attempt coming up for the Cardinals.
Wow, 3 times tonight in the first half, James Madison has had a free blitzer. They've got a bunch of guys up right on the line of scrimmage, and everyone comes, and then 2 defensive linemen drop out. It's a zone blitz, but man, it has befuddled the Louisville offensive line and quarterback as they continue to have one white jersey running free.
It was Gannon Galloway who had a free run at the quarterback then. So this will be a 39-yard field goal attempt coming up for Ranvier. Ball on the right hash. Snap is there. Kick is up. Good driving kick. And it's good. And Louisville gets on the board for their 2nd field goal, and it is 7-6. JMU still holds the lead with a kickoff coming. So Cooper Ranvier is now 3 for 3 in his brief career as a Louisville Cardinal.
Just looking through the stats, what really shocks me, Paul, Louisville's longest run is 8 yards, and their longest pass is 19. That is generally not a Louisville half. No. Especially in the running game. I mean, they will pound at you, and you feel like eventually one of the 3 backs is going to get loose for something more than 8-9 yards. But James Madison has contained him. 17 rushes for 15 yards.
Ranvier came here from Lexington, Frederick Douglass High School. He has won the kicking job, apparently. He's now 3 for 3 in field goals, 2 of them tonight. Nate Keller generally does the kickoffs, and he will do this one also. Knight and Petaway are back to return the kick.
But the positive outlook is Louisville's only given up 67 yards.
Yeah. And here's a bouncing kick that is picked up at the 20-yard line at the 25, and then he took a knee. That was taken by Lakota Dupree. So with 5 seconds left, they have one final go of it. I'm trying to find what's the longest play they've had. Did you have that?
Yeah, James Madison longest play is a 12-yard run by Petaway. Their longest pass play, 7 yards, 9 yards to Gennaro.
Well, will they air it out here and try and get their longest play of the game?
They get the second half kickoff, so I'm going to assume they're going to take that.
They might just take a knee and be safe
to the halftime. And you never know what you're going to see when you get to a ball game. I thought for sure there'd be a lot more points scored than that, but
me too.
James Madison has come in with an outstanding half, and Louisville's defense, give them credit. Their drives were not long drives. They got the ball twice on Louisville's end of the field and only gave up 7 points, and they had to convert on the 4th down to get it in position for that.
They took a safe way out. They just took the knee, and JMU will have a 1-point lead to take to the locker room as they lead it over the Louisville Cardinals 7-6. William McDermott will take you through halftime. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
At U of L Health Heart Hospital, our world-class network of innovative experts can heal your heart, revive it, protect your heart, and even replace it. Our academic research and groundbreaking discoveries are truly life-changing because we want you to keep following your heart wherever it leads. Here, your heart is in the right place. That's the power of you. Visit uoflhealth.org.
This weekend, Kohl's is giving away millions in Kohl's Cash in Store. It's like you're getting free shopping money. At least that's what I tell my husband. Yep, you're just making smart financial decisions, one trendy sweater at a time. Plus, all month, enter our online sweepstakes at Kohl's.com for a chance to win $200 Kohl's Cash. Some exclusions apply while supplies last. Giveaway ends September 7th. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2025. No purchase necessary. 20 winners per day. Limit 1 prize per person for entire sweepstakes. See Kohl's.com for official rules and details.
You may have been born to be wild, but you weren't born to be dead from a needless motorcycle crash. So when you're even just a little impaired, you do not get your motor running. You do not head out on the highway. What you do is get a ride from a sober friend, a taxi or rideshare service, or public transportation. Because you may be looking for adventure, but you're not looking for trouble. Please ride sober. Paid with funds through the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
People just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down, before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo Touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those? Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is your Cornbread Hemp Halftime Report. Cornbread Hemp. This is the good life.
The Cornbread Hemp Halftime Report. James Madison leads it over Louisville 7-6. A defensive first half. William McDermott going to take a look at today.
Anniversary of the Speed School of Engineering. We'll also feature our University of Louisville Lady Girls. Our first song was written by the band Styx, who helped define the sound of arena rock in the 70s and 80s, building progressive rock with a theatrical flair. This 1983 hit became a fan favorite for its futuristic storyline and its unforgettable hook. Can only say, Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. We're back here at L&N Stadium. Sorry about that, folks. Some technical difficulties. Regardless, in the midst of the PNC halftime stats as James Madison leads at 7-6 at the break. Those halftime stats are brought to you by PNC. PNC, brilliantly boring. We're just going to take a quick break while we get everything settled. We'll be back in a minute with more on the Cornbread Hemp halftime report. Cornbread Hemp, this is The Good Life. This is Louisville Cardinals Sports Network from Learfield.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Need a moment to relax, recover, or just feel better in your body? Cornbread Hemp's hemp-infused wellness products are grown in Kentucky and made to help folks find their version of the good life. From relaxing seltzers to organic gummies and oils, every product is crafted with care. No synthetics, no shortcuts. Visit cornbreadhemp.com and use code UL25 at checkout to get 25% off your order. Cornbread Hemp. This is the good life.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Louisville. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Welcome back inside the Cornbread Hemp halftime report. James Madison leads at 7-6 over Louisville at the break. William McDermott running down some out-of-town scores. Just 4 FBS college football games going on tonight. Obviously, James Madison and Louisville here. Northwestern and Western Illinois. 15-0 Western Illinois late in the second half. Northern Illinois is visiting Maryland, and it's 10-0 at the end of the first. And then later tonight, Eastern Washington will go to Boise State. In the NFL, it's opening weekend, and of course, as the Cowboys and Eagles met last night, Kansas City Chiefs and Los Angeles Chargers are facing off tonight in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's the first quarter there, and the Chargers lead at 7-0. And then in the Louisville high school football scene, Atherton and Mercer County 0-0 in the first quarter there. Ballard playing Jackson. This Jackson team is actually from Missouri, and it's still tied 0-0 at the end of the first. And then Kentucky Country Day and Spencer County, that's at halftime, and Country Day leads it 20-13 here in Louisville. We got cut up a little bit from the halftime stats, so I'll run down a few more notable for you all. Miller Moss in the first half, 11 of 18, 83 yards, completing 61% of his passes. Louisville just really struggled to run the ball, and you have to give credit to this James Madison front seven. 5 tackles for loss and 2 sacks. Louisville just had 2 tackles for loss on their own. And then, of course, the 1 turnover as well. Miller Moss fumbling as the Cards were marching down the field and into the red zone. George Pettaway leads the Dukes in rushing yards, 4 carries, 20 yards. They've used multiple different quarterbacks in Alonzo Barnett and Matthew Sluka. Barnett has been pretty solid, 8 of 12, but just 33 yards. I mean, James Madison, they've been outgained by Louisville, 98-65. And then, of course, Barnett throwing the lone touchdown of the game to Dupree, who had a reception for 3 yards. Their leading receiver is a running back in Wayne Knight, 3 catches, 11 yards. And then, of course, for Louisville, the 6 points, well, you're going to have to thank Cooper Ranvier. He's 3 for 3 from kicking field goals this season. James Madison leads at 7-6. More coming on the Cornbread Hemp halftime report. Cornbread Hemp, this is the good life. This is Louisville Cardinal Sports Network from Learfield.
The best new cars, Honda, make the best pre-owned cars. Honda certified pre-owned vehicles. Get the best value with Honda certified pre-owned vehicles. Honda backed with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Plus, every certified pre-owned Honda goes through a 182-point inspection and is reconditioned like new by factory-trained technicians with genuine parts. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Hey there, Cardinals fans. Your home deserves top-tier care and attention. That's why you can count on Southern Roofing and Renovations, your trusted local roofing expert. From the moment they arrive to the final inspection, Southern Roofing provides a guided experience from start to finish. Whether it's a quick repair or a full roof replacement, they've got you covered with the dedication and quality you can rely on. Visit southernrnr.com and see the Southern difference for yourself.
Well, I know it's a low-scoring battle at halftime as JMU leads U of L 7-6, but you got to give credit to Louisville's defense. They were bending and not breaking in the first half. James Madison went for it on fourth down twice, only got it once, and then on third down, 2 of 7. Louisville 4 of 9 on third down, and they have 3 more first downs than the Dukes. But still, Louisville not putting points on the board. They're not scoring touchdowns, and that's been the key difference in the game. Of course, the fumble from Miller Moss, that wasn't reviewed, something to note. And then some changes on the offensive line for the Cardinals. Jordan Church goes in at right guard. They move Lance Robinson over to right tackle. Pounders goes out of the game. That was a change that Jeff Brom made after the first few drives that Louisville couldn't run the ball at all. Miller Moss, 4 carries, -7 rushing yards, mostly because of those 2 massive sacks, and just hasn't been a pretty day for this Louisville offensive line so far, but they've got a whole another 30 minutes of football to right the ship, and Cards still hanging tough at 7-6. James Madison. Going to be back in a minute with more on the Corcoran halftime report. This is The Good Life, and this is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Blue Oval SK is proud to be part of the Kentucky community. We're not just here for today. We're investing in the Commonwealth for the long haul, bringing new opportunities and advanced battery technology to the region. We're building more than just batteries. We're building a stronger future for Kentucky, a future powered by innovation and driven by our commitment to this community. Discover more about Blue Oval SK and our vision for the future at blueovalsk.com/Kentucky.
Hey Cards fans, this is Tony Collier with the Collier Law Firm. If you get injured, whether it's in the car or on the job, call us. We're your law firm, located right here in my hometown of Louisville. All of our attorneys have experience working for the insurance companies. That means we already got the other side's playbook. And unlike some of those big law firms, our attorney fees start out at 25%. Because at the Collier Law Firm, we got your back, not your wallet. So when you get injured, call your law firm and go Cards.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry, Terry.
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
A defensive slugfest in Louisville with JMU leading the Cardinals at halftime 7-6. Tonight's game is presented by Paul Davis Restoration of Louisville, serving Kentuckiana for over 40 years and proud corporate partner of the Louisville Cardinals. Well, Craig Swalbeck, I'm still somewhat mystified by the fact that the officials did not even review the Miller Moss fumble. Maybe it was a fumble, but I thought it was close enough to warrant a review. But I am pleased to know you apparently have a direct line to them, because once you said, no, that's not an illegal block, they picked up the flag.
I did. Well, every once in a while you see something and you have to say, that's what I think I saw. What I have seen, though, is a James Madison defensive front that's done a very nice job of confusing Louisville's offensive line and quarterback. They've had some free blitzers, and that's what's concerning, is when you have a guy just running free. And they put 7-8 guys up on the line. A couple drop out, but they appear that they're going to bring them all. So Louisville's having a tough time counting them all and getting a hot receiver open. So not only has James Madison done a good job of getting pressure, but they've covered the receivers. I mean, Bell had a couple contested catches. He had a touchdown catch in his hands. It was knocked out. They've held Lacey. Very surprising. Lacey's only a couple catches. He has not been a factor in tonight's game. And really, Isaac Brown and Duke Watson. Brown's had some nice physical carries, but don't overlook the Louisville defense. I mean, they have done a tremendous job. The one drive they did score was only a 39-yard scoring drive after Louisville went for it on 4th down on their end of the field. So defensively, they're doing a great job.
Louisville actually has more yardage, but still just 98 yards to 65 from JMU. And again, as Craig just said, their touchdown is the difference, which they got on a short drive, and Louisville managed to come up with 2 field goals. And there's where we are, 7-6, a 1-point lead for James Madison at intermission. Second half kickoff is coming up, and Louisville will be kicking to JMU. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Louisville was founded in 1798, and we've been ruffling feathers ever since. Introducing 1798 Blonde Ale from Goodwood Brewing, the official craft beer of University of Louisville Athletics, and the unofficial beer of yelling, "That was holding!" from your couch. Bold, crisp, and just spicy enough to make your rival's fight song sound like a lullaby. If the feathers ain't flying, you're not doing it right. Goodwood Brewing, ruffling feathers since 1798, brewed to bring the heat and the winds.
Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Cardinals can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Louisville Athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line. And having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Member FDIC.
Thinking about digging, planting a tree, putting up a fence? Hold that shovel. Before you break ground, head to Kentucky811.org or call 811. It's quick, it's free, and yep, it's the law. Submit your request online or call before you dig. Member utility pros will mark where the underground lines are. Don't risk the injury, service outages, penalties, or costly repairs. Safety is in your hands. 811 before you dig. Sponsored by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
You've been listening to the Cornbread Hemp Halftime Report. Cornbread Hemp. This is the good life.
Louisville will kick off to James Madison to begin the second half. The Dukes have a 7-6 lead over Louisville. Neither team has managed even 100 yards. Louisville 98, JMU 65. Jody Demling, Jeff Brom was incensed at his team. He was mad at the officials. Is he happy with anything? Maybe his defense.
Maybe his defense and maybe his kicking game, but I don't even know about that, guys. No, I mean, actually a pretty good focus when they walked out, and I'm told that in the locker room defensively that everything's good. The 2 big plays, as Craig mentioned before we went off the air in the first half, the 12-yard gain was the running back. They missed contain on the edge on that one. He got on the edge a little bit, and they're like, when they need a play, they're trying to go to the edge, so they got to contain that. And offensively, he said, just calm down and relax and just go out there and execute and try to do some things. I anticipate to see them try to throw it a little bit more early on here and maybe go into that 12-man personnel. They only did it one time, and it was a sack. We'll see if they can do it a little bit more tonight, really showing that Nate Kariski is not out there, guys.
For a while, Jordan Church came in at guard and Lance Robinson moved to tackle. Did they stay with that, or will they stay with that? Do you know?
They stayed with it for the remainder of the first half. We'll see if what happens here in the second half is half the James Madison team's on one end and the other couple guys on the other end, so they got to jog the other way to go get the kickoff here.
Jordan Church is a transfer from FAU. He's listed as the number 2 right guard behind Lance Robinson, but Coach Brom was very pleased with Church's performance last week, and indeed we saw him move into that spot. Then Robinson moved over, replacing Matt Pounder, as you got Nigra, Miller, and Musa on the other side.
Well, Louisville did have the longest play of the half. They had a 19-yard completion on 4th down to Jaleel Skinner. James Madison longest play was a 12-yard run, so a lot of good tackling.
Here comes the kick, and Knight will let it go over his head and into the end zone. So they'll start at the 25. JMU in white trimmed in purple will move to the left against the Louisville Cardinals in all red tonight.
And it's been a dual quarterback for James Madison. Starter Barnett, 8 of 12. Sluka came in and ran it 5 times for 13 yards. He hasn't thrown it. One wide receiver did first play of the game. They did a double pass. So
yeah, Sluka has not thrown the ball. Barnett, 8 of 12 for 33 yards. Moss, 11 of 18 for 83 yards. And on this first series, it is going to be Barnett at the quarterback with Knight as running back.
At one point in time, they ran one series with both quarterbacks in.
Yeah. 1st and 10 from the 25. They place the ball on the right hash. Tight end shifts over to the right. Barnett talks to his running back right. 2 receivers to the wide left. Barnett gives to Knight, tries to bounce it outside and nothing doing. He is dumped by Quinn initially, and then Hutchinson and Bailey there. So Quinn and Hutchinson going out of a linebacker and secondary to give strong run support, and Bailey on the defensive line, 2nd and 10.
Defensive line did a great job. They stymied the inside. He went outside. Quinn scraped right to the outside D gap as the running back got there. He went chest to chest with him.
2nd and 10 from the same spot. Right hash at the 25. Looking to the sideline for the call. He wasn't looking, then turned just in time to see a ball come his way and throws a dart out to the 40-yard line. His receiver is twisted down. That got it down to the 45-yard line. It went to Landon Ellis.
Surprised everybody. The ball, the corner. He was looking to the sideline. The corner was talking to the safety. And he fell down. Just saw the replay that time. The corner was giving a hand signal to the safety as to what coverage it was going to be, and Holloway fell down.
So they got the first down, and it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. 7-6, a 1-point lead. We've just started the second half. James Madison on top. This will be a pass. He throws out of it, and it was blocked, I believe, or knocked away by Watts in the end. I thought the pass might have been deflected, but it got downfield, and Watts broke it up before it could get to the receiver.
Quick play action to the inside, and then he rolled out to the right.
Tight end Dupree was the intended target. 2nd down and 10 from the 45.
Yep, went away from us. A diving attempt by the tight end, and Watts got a hand on the ball.
Ball on the right hash, and everybody bunched tightly on the left side. There's tons of open field to the left. Knight shifts over to the right side of Barnett. And Barnett gives to Knight. Starts left, gets through a little crack, still driving for more, and covered up and brought down at the 48-yard line. Gain of about 3. It's going to be 3rd down and 7.
Solid job that time of Clark, the other inside linebacker. They got a little bounce out to the extra effort by Knight. He broke a tackle, came out of the scrum, but they hauled him down. Now it's going to be 3rd down. Both teams have struggled mightily on 3rd down.
They're just 2 of 7 on their 3rd downs. Louisville's actually 4 of 9. Doesn't seem that good, does it? Here's Pettaway moving up beside the quarterback. Barnett moves behind his center and steps back. 3 receivers to the right. Tight end on the left. Louisville comes with 5. He throws a deep ball down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Looking for a flag, and yes, they are going to throw one. I was afraid that might be coming. Holloway was defending down there and just kind of inadvertently ran into, I believe it's Ellis, the receiver down there.
Yeah,
and I think did interfere with it.
Yeah, it was underthrown. The receiver stopped, and when he stopped, one official said no.
Defense number 25, 59 penalty automatic, 1st down.
It's a tough call, but it can go either way. I can see it.
Yep, there were 2 officials. The one behind the play didn't call it, but the one underneath the play trailing did call it, and he did impede his progress backwards. It was a badly underthrown ball. He did not get his eyes on the ball, so another conversion by penalty.
You know, as I watched that again, I don't really think so.
Kind of arm-barred him more than he grabbed him.
Empty backfield. Ball at the 36. Here's the snap. It is Sluka. He's being chased deep, all the way back to the 40, and finally heaves it out of bounds. That was going to be his first pass. Well, it was his first pass attempt. I wasn't sure he's ever going to get it off.
Dropped a flag, the linesman on this near side, so somebody moved earlier. We're offsides defensively. We'll see.
I thought about grounding, but I think he was outside the box and got it far enough downfield.
Illegal formation on the offense, more than 4 plays in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, first down.
I'm not sure I wouldn't take the penalty and make it 2nd and 10.
But neither team have been heavily penalized. 5 for 42 for James Madison, 4 for 34 for Louisville.
It's going to be 1st and 15. I don't know, 1st and 15, 2nd and 10. What do you prefer?
2nd and 15.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's not a choice. Sluka is the quarterback, waits with the back to his right. He's going to pitch it, and he gets it, slices inside the 40. Good tackle, chased down quickly by Stanquan Clark. Ran down a day for a slight gain, about 4 perhaps.
Really good by Stanquan. He was out leveraged. The running back was wider than him by a lineman, and on the quick shovel pass, it was him or a 15-yard gain.
So a compromise with you. I'll give you 2nd and 11.
There we
Take
go.
That?
We'll take that.
3 receivers split out away from the formation together at the left. 1 wide out to the right, empty backfield. Sluka, a bad snap, but he reached down to grab it, and then he runs to the right, and they jump on his back and stop him after a short gain. It'll be 3rd and about 9 as Stanquan Clark was riding him down again.
They had no running backs but a wing back on the left, tight end who led the quarterback. They down block, counter trap to the right. It's a full run with Sluka in there, and a nice job defending the quarterback run because you've got to move one guy out for the running back who's not in the backfield.
2nd down and 8 from the 35-yard line. 3rd down and 8. Louisville down by a point early in the 2nd half. This is the opening possession of the half. It's Barnett back at the quarterback. He retreats in the pocket. Pretty good protection. Throws downfield. And one-handed grab at the 15-yard line. What a catch by Nick DeGaro.
What a catch on the run. They didn't get immediate pressure on the quarterback, so he held it a long time, and then he lofted it to the wide receiver who looked like it'd be overthrown. Wow. He literally one-armed it and scooped it.
Jody, was Louisville a man short then?
Yes, they were, guys. They were a man short on that play, and they were trying over here. I'm not sure. Coach Brom was running down yelling it, but they were 1 short on that play. Stanquan Clark ran on right after the play.
I've seen it catch 3 times, and it gets better every time. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Here's the snap. He doesn't give it. He runs at 10-yard line, caught down at the 9-yard line.
Safety
tackle was made by
Evans.
27 Evans. Yep.
JoJo Evans, quarterback pull. We haven't seen Barnett pull it much. That time it was a straight pull with a blocker for him. The tight end across the formation kicked out. The outside backer, good open field tackle, but he did gain 7 as he gets closer to the line of scrimmage or the end zone.
Best drive of the night for the Dukes, 67 yards so far, and they've used the first 4:10 of the 2nd half, trying to add to a 7-6 lead. 2nd and 4 at the 6. Here's the snap, and he's going to keep it. That is Sluka, and he runs it into the end zone. Bounced off a couple of hits, but would not be denied. And JMU opens up some space.
Nice drive by JMU, aided again by a penalty on a 3rd down conversion. Their other touchdown score was aided by a penalty, but that time they got a good crack block by the pulling tight end. Sluka turned up. First time he's gotten loose. And the dual quarterbacks that time both ran the ball once they got inside the red zone.
9 plays and 75 yards, by far the best sustained drive of either team tonight. Makes it 13-6 with the extra point coming from Morgan Suarez. Mentioned he's never missed one in his career. And this one is good. He came from FAU. He's now 89 of 89, 8 of them with, or no, more than that. He was 6 for 6 before tonight. Now he's 2 for 2 this season at JMU. Get too many initials.
I know, FAU, NIU, FIU.
We'll take a timeout and be back. 14-6 lead for JMU over U of L. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Hungry for made-from-scratch food? From hand-cut steaks to fall-off-the-bone ribs, Texas Roadhouse has something for everyone. Visit TexasRoadhouse.com and download the Texas Roadhouse mobile app to add your name to the wait list or place it to go order online. Fresh baked bread and honey cinnamon butter await. Texas Roadhouse is a proud sponsor of U of L Athletics. Legendary food, legendary service. Texas Roadhouse. Go Cards!
Today's game is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Feeling great starts with a great shave, and a great shave starts with Barbasol's thick and rich moisturizing lather. Start your day off right with Barbasol. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Did you know the Jeff Weiler Automotive family has sold over 1 million cars in the last 50 years? And we've been in Louisville for over 40 years. And did you know we've been voted the top company to work for annually since 2009? Visit Jeff Weiler Toyota in Clarksville, Jeff Weiler Nissan, the Jeff Weiler Honda Auto Mall, and Mercedes-Benz of Louisville, or at weiler.com. Jeff Weiler, an official corporate partner of the Louisville Cardinals.
You know where Cardinals fans shop for jewelry? It's no contest. Genesis Diamonds is the official jeweler of the Cardinals, offering the state's largest selection of GIA-certified diamonds, exclusive designer rings, and luxury timepieces. All this with no commission salespeople, free service for life on any purchase, and the industry's strongest warranties. For that engagement or special occasion, Cardinals fans choose Genesis every time. Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza, first and only official jeweler of the Louisville Cardinals.
Papa John's has your tailgate feast covered with the game day bundle, where you can order 2 or more large one-topping pizzas for $10.99 each. Choose from a large original, thin, or New York-style crust. Then add your favorite topping like pepperoni, mushroom, sausage, or bacon. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. 14-6, JMU extends the lead over the Louisville Cardinals, taking the second half kickoff and driving 75 yards in 9 plays. We have 10-10 left to play in the third quarter. Louisville about to get the ball back for the first time, and it certainly was not any easy going for Louisville in that first half.
No.
Their defense had been very good, but not so much on that drive.
I can't remember the last time Louisville we're just starting the second half, but this much trouble getting their offense on track. I mean, last year, the games they lost, they still scored pretty good. They scored at Notre Dame. They scored against the lot Miami, SMU, Clemson, obviously, but they've really struggled offensively for any type of explosive plays or continuity.
Rosa to kick off. Louisville could use one of those explosive kickoff returns from either Lacey or Brown. It's Kewan Brown back there with Lacey. Brown had a 60-yard return last week late in the game. And here is the kick. And this will carry deep and won't be returned.
Yep, low to the backside of the L in Louisville. So offensively now, 8-point difference.
Cards are going to come out with both Stewart and Skinner, the double tight end set.
98 yards.
See Pounders. I was just checking that. Pounders is back into the offensive line. Isaac Brown is the running back. Isaac has been limited to just 11 rushing yards and 7 carries. Boss, with Brown to his right. Pitches to Brown, sweeping right to the 25, bounces outside to the 30, lowers his head and steps out of bounds short of the 35-yard line as DJ Barksdale was there to make the tackle.
Nice quick toss. That was the same play James Madison ran where Stanquan Clark made the tackle that time. They got the edge. Isaac Brown out to the right-hand side, got him that good yardage, second and short.
Second down and 3. That does put Louisville over 100 yards. Here's Brown again, and he can't find much of anything. Gained a little bit, needed about 3, got close to 2.
Safety blitz right at the point of attack, so they had numbers against Louisville. So both the linebacker on the defensive left and the safety came, so they had an extra guy on that side.
3rd and 1. Louisville 4 of 9 on third downs. Duke Watson is in at the back for this play. Pretty tightly packed formation. Handoff to Watson, tumbles forward, and I think got enough for the first down.
Louisville went a little quicker that time, and it happens to the other team too. James Madison really wasn't totally lined up. A couple guys were still shifting around as Louisville snapped that ball, so James Madison with some confusion.
Louisville 5 of 10 on third downs tonight. That's
never would have guessed that.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it. Trailing 14-6. Here's Moss to throw. Pressure coming at him. Lets it go. Perfect throw to Bell at the 50-yard line. Bell with a race to the 40, to the 30. Bell to the 20. One man with an angle pull. Didn't get him. Spins into the end zone. Touchdown.
We were looking.
Barksdale almost chased him down. Got a hand on him and twisted him around just before the goal line. But he stepped in to complete a 64-yard touchdown.
We've been waiting for the explosive play. Moss wanted the quick slant. He held it for a second. Bell continued to run through a little traffic, got behind the linebacker, a dart by Miller Moss, and when you commit that many guys to the line of scrimmage, once he split him, it was a foot race. They got an arm on him on the 5, but he was way too physical, and into the end zone he bounded.
Moss had a rusher coming clean at him, and I didn't really see because I followed the ball, but I was wondering if he might have taken a pretty good hit after he let that go.
I believe he did. You're right. It was a timing thing. He knew just how long he could hold it before he got hit, but he waited just long enough for Bell to clear the outside linebacker's back shoulder.
We're going to go for a 2-point conversion attempt. Moss standing at the 10. Moss pump fake, rolls right. There's a little gap. Moss got in, barely.
Wow, how did he squeeze between those two guys? I thought he'd get knocked backwards. He turned his shoulders at the very end into the end zone, and we got a tie ball game.
Not unlike the touchdown he ran last week, but boy, they were squeezing in on there. You're right, he just kind of hopped and skipped sideways and got through about 3 different guys to get the 2-point conversion, and the game is tied at 14. We'll take a timeout. Louisville 14, JMU 14 with 8:37 to go in the third quarter. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
The Galt House Hotel is ready to be your legendary Louisville destination. We have your answer to that long overdue date night or reunion with friends. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner in Walker's Exchange, dinner with waterfront views at Swizzle, or happy hours before the big game at Down One Bourbon Bar, your visit will be nothing short of legendary at the Galt House Hotel, the official hotel partner of the Louisville Cardinals.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check Kirk Herbstreit's pregame analysis first, before talking to your brother-in-law.
In this game, the key thing to watch will be the offensive line versus the front seven. If they can get pressure without blitzing, this could be a long night.
Okay, Kirk. I know stuff. Ooh, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Well, after neither team could muster any offense through the first half, the second half begins with James Madison covering 75 yards in 9 plays. Louisville Lancers 75 yards in 4 plays and a 2-point conversion for icing on the cake, and we have a tie game 14-14. Let's go down on the field to Jody Demling.
Hey guys, I didn't have time to tell you that between the touchdown and when Louisville went out there in that timeout, Chris Bell was the guy going around patting everybody on the backside, getting everybody up, giving them a little bit of a lift. Then he went and caught a couple passes from Miller Moss. You could tell he was trying to focus, and he walked over, and I'm not sure what was said in this conversation, but I'm giving the big dog, Vince Merrill, already 1 assist for this season because he grabbed Bell by the shoulder, pulled him in, and said something to him. They both looked at each other, smiled. Chris Bell walked on the field, and he scored a touchdown. So I guess that's an assist already for the big dog.
You know, it's funny. You have seen games that look like these defensive struggles all of a sudden completely turn around and turns into a shootout. I don't know if that's going to happen, but both teams are pretty impressive offensively in their first possession of the second half.
Yes, Louisville defense has to feel a little better now that they did give up their first long, sustained drive, aided again by a holding penalty on pass interference. But the offense with that quick strike ability, and all at once, it's a 14-14 game. The crowd's back into it now defensively. They have not gotten a turnover yet, so James Madison has not turned it over either.
With a 64-yard touchdown, Chris Bell now has 4 receptions for 83 yards. Last week he caught 5 for 63, 737 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns last year for the senior from Yazoo City, Mississippi.
Now I can stop looking at all those numbers for the longest play. 8 yards, 9 yards, 17 yards.
Keller will kick off for the Cardinals. Petaway and Knight back to return. Keller trots the ball, knocks it downfield. High and long into the end zone. Touchback. 25-yard line starting point for JMU.
All right, the most sustained drive of the game for JMU was the first one coming out of the halftime. And Louisville last year was great in the third quarter. They held teams back and scored offensively, so it was a little actually impressive that James Madison did go down and score. They obviously had some plays ready to go once they got inside the 20 with both quarterbacks running it.
Stadium energized now as JMU takes the field, and if the defense can make a quick stand here, you and I have talked about how that's what really gets the crowd in an uproar. Hutchinson and Evans with the safeties. Beatles is in as a defensive end. Quarterback is Barnett. He'll hand it off, and there's a little run through the middle. Nice run for 5 yards. Fell across the 30-yard line. Wayne Knight on the carry.
Knight's got a little explosiveness to him that time. Inside zone right over the right guard. Just a small little crack. He slithered through it, followed his tight end.
5-yard pickup on first down. Second down and 5 from just across the 30 on the right hash. Here's Barnett back next to him. 2 receivers to the left. Louisville has 4 on the front. He bobbles a snap and just falls back on it at the 25-yard line. So that's always helpful. Now suddenly it's third down and 10. And Jody tells us, by the way, that Pat McMurtry, that gigantic right tackle for them who was injured earlier, they're going quickly. It gets the snap and he runs out of there. 30, there's a flag. There are flags. This is no play.
Louisville had 12.
Before the snap, Louisville takes its first time out of the half.
Louisville had too many guys on the field. It was kind of chaotic as James Madison didn't huddle. They went in a hurry, and as Louisville subbed their third down package, I don't know why a flag didn't flag, because they had 12 on there. Joe, did you see anything?
It was close to the 12th guy being off when the ball was snapped, but it should have probably been a flag. But Coach Braun was clearly calling timeout, trying to get the timeout, knowing that his guys were not only 12 on the field, but 8 of them were looking over at the sidelines like, what are we going to do? So the defense got to clean some of that up. The last drive, remember the big play, they only had 10 on the field.
Coach Chesley's none too happy about it. Well, on average, that's 11
That's right.
out there. I started to say about McMurtry, he was injured early. We weren't sure of his status, but he is back in the offensive line for JMU. It's third down and 10. Midway through the third quarter, we have a 14-14 game. Louisville trailed 7-6 at the half. JMU marched downfield and scored after the kickoff. Louisville answered with a score and a 2-point conversion. Barnett moves up closer behind his center. Zach Greenberg. Knight is the back to his right. 3 receivers to the left side. Louisville has 5 up on the line. Pressure on the quarterback. Throws batted in the air and intercepted, I believe. I think Lubin got it. Lubin dove for it and I think picked it off the turf. They're ruling interception at the 28-yard line. Louisville's first turnover by the defense this year.
Great pressure on the quarterback. It caved in all around. I'm not sure who hit him, but the ball was deflected at the line. Lubin had dropped back into coverage on a zone blitz. As the ball was falling to the ground, he was able to dive and get his hands underneath it. And just that quickly, the momentum turns. Louisville gets a timeout on the third down. Said it too many guys on the field. Now they've got the ball in scoring position.
Louisville, Clev Lubin, transferred from Coastal Carolina, known for his pass rushing ability, but turned him into a defensive back there with a pretty good catch.
Louisville got a hand on it, a defensive lineman. I couldn't quite catch his number. Knocked the ball up into the air, slight deflection. They're going to review it now. Not going to review the quarterback fumble, but they're going to review this one.
I think he got it. I think he got his hands under it, but I can understand the review. But like we were saying earlier, I don't understand why they didn't review the fumble by Moss earlier. If it stands, Louisville will have the ball at the 28-yard line.
I'm with you, Paul. They're showing this review back in Charlotte with all these TVs and guys looking at it. They never did that on the Moss sack.
No, and I'm still at a loss to explain that one. Jody, down to you.
I was told on the Moss sack by one of the officials down here on the sideline, it looks like this is going to be overturned.
It'll be fourth down at the previous spot.
See, I was told on the Moss thing that they looked at it before the play, that they looked at it 3 times. But again, I mean, how do you not just stop it and look?
Yeah.
But
well, anyway, Louisville's going to get the ball back here. Not in as good a field position, well, barring a punt return touchdown, but at least they are still going to get the ball back because it's 4th and 10.
And we never did see a definitive replay that the ball hit the ground, but it was pretty quick for a review.
Here's the punt. Sails downfield, and it's going to bounce at the 35. And again, take a Louisville bounce, but it is caught that time as they had a person in position to catch that one. That was Brandon Feek. He had one earlier tonight. There was a short punt to begin with, then it bounced backwards about 15 yards. That one bounced back a little bit, so Louisville's going to get pretty good field position at the 39, but they would have been down around the 20 had they gotten the fumble a while ago. We'll take a timeout. 14-14 tie after the 34-yard punt. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Cards fans, playing in the ACC takes grit and determination with a reliable team backing you up. Same goes for your trash service. That's why so many rely on Rumpke Waste and Recycling. We've been in the game for more than 90 years, and our playbook is all about dependable service. Need an open-top dumpster for a job site? A container for your business? Trash and recycling service at your home? There's only one team, Rumpke. Learn more and start service today at rumpke.com. Rumpke, waste and recycling done right.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Get your rails up and head to your nearest Liquor Barn or Party Mart store, an official partner of the Louisville Cardinals. You can place an order for pickup or delivery through the Liquor Barn website or app. It's easy to shop for your favorite beer, wine, and spirits at Liquor Barn and at Party Mart. Go Cards. 14-14 score with 7:31 to play in the third quarter. Louisville has just forced a punt and will take over possession at the 40-yard line. They are honoring the Navy parachute team. The Navy, what do they call them?
We had it earlier.
The leapfrogs, yes,
Leapfrog,
thank you. That parachuted in spectacular fashion today on a windy day. All made it safely here. I wasn't convinced they were going to, but they did, and they're being introduced down in one of the end zones right now.
Well, Louisville followed up James Madison's long scoring drive with a very solid defensive effort that time. It appeared they had gotten an interception for their first turnover. The year was overturned, but nonetheless, a good drive. And now the Louisville offense right back on the field again at 7.5 to go here in the third quarter. Crowds into it. We had a long touchdown pass. Still haven't gotten any running backs to loose, but that was a nice drive coming out of the half for Louisville.
You know, that long touchdown pass from Miller Moss, who hooked up with Chris Bell for a 64-yard catch and run. And then the ensuing two-point conversion when Moss ran it in really lit up the crowd, 14-14. And then the defense did the next best thing, which was come up with a stop. Almost an interception, but I'm told on the review it was pretty clear that he did not get the ball before it hit the ground. So they punted, and now Louisville has it at the 39. 7:31 to play. Louisville off next week. Since they don't play, there will not be a Jeff Brom Show at Roosters this week. Our next one will be the following Wednesday out at Roosters in Fern Creek. A fun casual joint. Come on down and join us from 7 to 8 o'clock in a couple of weeks.
Isaac Brown in getting hit most of the work tonight. Duke Watson just hadn't been able to get going. A few carries last week, just a couple tonight. Hasn't really had any opportunities.
Well, Brown just 20 yards himself and 9 carries. Watson 5 carries for 11 yards. Two receivers to each side of the field, the ball on the right hash. Brown is to the left of Moss. He gets it and is tripped up just as he crosses the 40-yard line. Did get maybe 3 yards out of it, mainly just because of his speed.
Yeah, the forward momentum, that inertia had him going, and James Madison that time did not commit extra people to the run. They may be a little gun shy after that long pass play.
I think he was tackled by the 40-yard line as I watched that again. Didn't really see who got a hand on him. 2nd down and 7. Stack the line a little more this time. It's going to be a pass. If he can avoid the rush, he does. Rolling right and now sends it over here out of bounds on the little sideline. Actually, it landed inbounds and then bounced over the sidelines.
Good pressure. Actually took a big hit as the defensive lineman fell on him. He's not quite as tall and heavy as last year's quarterback, Tyler Shuck, but he's had to do a lot of scrambling. Yeah, he really took a shot in the ribs.
He's been under the gun all night long. Well, 3rd down and 7 for Louisville. Again, they're 5 of 10 on their 3rd downs this evening. Kewan Brown steps in. Coach Barkley says he likes to keep an eye on the odometer and not load up any back with too much. And here's a flag, and I think we got an illegal.
Nope, delay game again.
Delay.
Oh, it's on the defense.
Yep, they're going to get the defensive disconcerting signals.
Delay of game. Defense from the 33 for disconcerting movements. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Twice they've been called for that tonight.
Yep. That's nice that they're calling that too, because that can really.
That's very disruptive. It's it's unfair, and thus it's a penalty.
And as Coach Schnellenberger said, that's just not sportsmanlike at all.
Like taking intentional safety is not a manly way to win. That was one of my favorites. Here's a handoff. It's going to be reversed. A flip pitch back. Here comes the runner this side. They got it for a loss. They tackled Lacey back at the 30-yard line, at the 43-yard line on a big play. They did not fool DJ Barksdale.
Wow, what a play by Barksdale. He came from the same side that the reverse guy came from, all the way across the field screaming, and he makes that tackle, or it's a long run. That's one of the better plays I've seen defensively.
You're right. I was watching that as you were describing it exactly. So the Cards are going to have to punt. So after the score by each team, the other defense held them. And who's the punter? Point down punt. Goes sails deep downfield. Going to be caught at the 10-yard line and tackled immediately inside the 10. Great play by Johnson to bring him down.
Great timing by Johnson to tackle him just as the ball got there after that 45-yard punt.
Well, that was a booming punt out of there by David Chapeau. He's had both punts tonight for Louisville. I don't know if this week he beat out Carter Schwartz in practice.
There was a flag.
During the kick, holding receiving team number 93. Penalty enforced after distance to the goal. 1st down.
How long?
After the hold, the ball was at the 10. They're going to back it up a little more. I guess it was, here we go. Well, let's see where they're going to put it. But a great tackle, good kick. In the worst starting position tonight for the Dukes, if they've been in that positive yardage quite a bit.
Going to put it at the 4-yard line.
And you're so used to TV timeouts. There is no TV timeout, so they're having to whistle the team to get them back on the field.
Well, it's hard to believe anybody can travel 96 yards the way the defense have dominated, so we'll see. They start at the 4-yard line, right in front of the crunch zone. Again, they got that formation with blocking backs on each side of the quarterback and the running back behind him, and he gives it. And there's a run off the side toward the 10-yard line and finally put the tackle. That's a couple of times we've seen them bring in Jordan Fuller, a large-sized fullback, and he gained 5 yards on that.
Just a big plow. I mean, they've got the 6 offensive linemen and then the 2 tight ends right in front of them. They try to get a little momentum going like a rugby scrum, and Ford right behind them.
Got another injured player. This time it's offensive lineman Josh Toner, although he does get up fairly quickly and is now walking off the field.
That was their goal line package on their first touchdown earlier in the first half, and this is their coming out offense as well, just trying to grind out a first down with big personnel.
Fuller, that big fullback we talked about, is another transfer from Holy Cross. That's where their coach used to be, Bob Chesney, now in his second season there. And he lines up in that fullback spot again. 2nd down and 5. He gets it again, rumbles ahead and lunges to the 15 maybe. I think his knee probably came up a little short of the first down. Nope, it was enough. First down.
Yep, like you said, the one offset back is a tight end, but really he's the size of an offensive lineman. Now they're going to get out of that and go back to 2 receivers, 1 tight end, and a running back.
I don't know why they don't just stay with that. They're good 4 or 5 yards a crack. 1st and 10 at the 15. 14-14 tie. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Wideout comes to the left, 2 in tandem to the right. Quick throw out to the right. He's got it. Bottled up, though. Does fall forward for a couple of yards. That one went to Collins. The first catch by Zeron Collins.
Tight splits that time. Wide receiver screen. Their wide receivers do a nice job of blocking. They haven't caught a lot of passes. They've had a lot of wide receiver quick screens. Kind of like a running play, but Louisville did a good job of containing that to a short gain.
Almost a 2-yard gain. 2nd and a long 8. It is Sluka, the quarterback. He and Barnett alternate frequently. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Petaway is the running back. Sluka gets it, fakes it to Petaway and runs it straight ahead himself to the 20. Blasts out past the 25 and will have a first down.
Nice run by the quarterback. One of the few times he ran directly over right guard. The back fake not into the line, but the back faked wide. That carried some of the linebackers laterally, and he found a cutback behind the backside.
1st and 10 Dukes. 14-14 tie in the third quarter. Less than 4 minutes to play. Lone receiver right here to the left is Sanchez. Here's the give, fakes the pitch, runs, dodges a tackle, twists past the 25 to about the 27, ended up gaining only about 2 or 3.
Made something out of enough. He faked the toss, and then Lubin was right there, almost got him for a lost yardage, but he dodged him and ducked ahead and got positive yards. They haven't got a whole lot of tackle for losses.
Louisville's defense has 2 tackles for loss. They have 6 themselves. 2nd down and 8. And the quarterback has it under pressure, being chased by Watts, who drags him down from behind. Boy, Watts showing great speed, getting through to tackle the quarterback for a little bit of a loss. Won't be a sack, I don't think, because he was pretty much running. Might have had passing on his mind, but that was, I guess that could go as a sack.
Watts is that hybrid player. He can rush. That time he was an outside linebacker instead of dropping. He took off from the backside, kept chasing him, lunged at the end, and got Sluka, who's a pretty good runner, down.
They did credit him with a sack. It's 3rd down and 9. Louisville 4 on the front line. 5 spread out about 5 yards behind that. 3 receivers to the left. He's back to throw. Pocket collapses and they bury him at the 22-yard line. So 2 straight sacks. Bailey leading the charge there.
Great coverage that time. Louisville only rushed 4. They didn't bring any outside blitzers or inside blitzers. 1 actually dropped back, so it was a 3-man rush, and they hit home. Bailey with his 2nd of the night.
Colin Lacey is going to return a punt. He's had 2 punts that have hit the ground and kicked hard backwards. Patrick Ray kicks another one up high with that end-over-end spin and a fair catch taken at the 35-yard line. 41-yard punt there, so the Cards get the ball back with 1.5 minutes left in the third quarter, and the game is tied at 14.
Good hold by the defense, gave up a first down and then buckled down. Field position has helped Louisville's defenses. They've had advantageous position in the first half, James Madison did, but making them go a long way in the second half. And Jody tells us Church, who did not start the game, has gone a long way on the offensive line.
Played a good bit of the first half, then was not in on the first series of the second half, I don't believe, but now is back in. And Robinson moves to right tackle. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line on the left hash. Bell comes wide to the left. Kewan Brown is the running back. Boss waits in the shotgun. 3 receivers bunched to the left. Now one of those hurry motions out to the right. And he hands off, and once again they grab him in the backfield for a loss. They have just been a bear of a defensive front to handle. Louisville could get nowhere on that one.
No, it was the zone read, meaning the quarterback's going to read which one the end takes. Well, the end took the back, and the outside linebacker took
West
him.
with the tackle. Now Louisville gives it off this time, and here comes Bell trying to get outside and can't get very far. Sorry, it was Lacey on the run. Out to the 40-yard line.
Can't run right at him, so they're going a little wider that time. Hit Lacey on the end, not end around, end in front of the quarterback.
Got it to the 39, so it's 3rd and almost 7. No running backs. 3 wideouts to the left, 2 close to the formation on the right. He drops back. Throws complete at the 42. It's hurry, but he can't break free, and he'll be well short of a first down. It goes for just a couple of yards gain, and it's probably another punt coming up for the Cardinals. The good news is he's been kicking the daylights out of the ball as they brought in David Chapeau as the punter tonight.
Yep. Good tackle. Looked like he may gain some yards after contact. That's going to be the clock's going to run out here on the 3rd quarter, but James Madison played a soft zone, gave him the underneath, and rallied up and tackled him.
That'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. Each team scored a touchdown, but Louisville got a 2-point conversion after theirs. We're knotted up at 14 with a quarter to go. We'll update you on some other scores when we come back. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads can quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. To get started, find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
With the money they saved and earned by enrolling in LG&E and KU's new energy efficiency programs like Online Marketplace and Bring Your Own Thermostat, Frank was able to buy a pygmy goat. Sheila got bagpipes. Harry bought 10 pounds of Monk's Head cheese. Christy learned the Watusi and the Macarena. And Bruce, he bought a bicycle. Because he's just out there. Sign up now to earn money and save for whatever you're into. Visit lge-ku.com/save.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected! Also, you forgot to renew your website domain and now you're in a bidding war!
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room and now everything smells weird! All right!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
14-14 here, heading into the 4th quarter at L&N Stadium. Louisville and James Madison checking up on some out-of-town scores in college football. Northwestern and Western Illinois, 25-0 Northwestern. Maryland and Northern Illinois in College Park, 13-9 Terrapins. Boise State hosting Eastern Washington, 13-0. And then in the NFL, Chargers and Chiefs down in Brazil, 13-6 Chargers at the break. And in the high school football scene around town, Trinity lost to Archbishop Malheur by 3, 24-21. That's a team from Ohio that they're playing. And then St. Xavier taking on Mayo, another in-town school, 38-7 win for St. X. Lexington Christian also at Christian Academy of Louisville, and that game is still being decided. 14-14 score here, Paul and Craig.
Thank you, William. Clark & Riggs Scoreboard brought to you by Clark & Riggs, the leader in print solutions and more to drive business. Learn more at morethanaprinter.com. So the crowd rocking a Joker and the Thief, and Louisville needs all the help it can get. Knotted up in a 14-14 game here with JMU and 15 minutes left to play.
Yeah, good test for the Cards tonight. Everyone thought James Madison would be a step up. It's a quality team. They've played extremely well. Very few errors by James Madison. They've kept an aggressive stance all night. Louisville fought back and tied it. Since then, it's even, 14.
Jay Chapeau is from Athens, Georgia, but he transferred here from Central Michigan. He is a senior, and he's been knocking the daylights out of the ball tonight. Punting instead of Carter Schwartz. He's waiting just inside the 30-yard line. He'll punt it back to Knight. Here's the snap. And he gets another one out of there, kind of wobbly, not as long. Takes a bounce and caught at the 15-yard line. Knight to the 20, toward the sideline to the 25, and out of bounds before he got to the 30-yard line after a 42-yard punt.
Flag on the far side. At the 45-yard line, usually where you'd have the outside sprinter being held. That's where Rodney Johnson lined up.
Well, they're talking it over, whatever it is.
Must be pretty convoluted thing. That's a long talk for a hold of some sort.
Is he going to pick up the flag?
During the kick, personal foul, face mask, receiving team number 2. Penalty been forced at the end of the kick. First down.
That's a couple of penalties that hurt them field position-wise in this kind of situation. Last time knocked them back all the way, I think, to the 5, if I recall.
It was.
Now this is going to send them back to about the 15.
That's a face mask and not a hold, so instead of a 10-yard, that's a 15-yarder.
Louisville 181 yards, JMU 149 as we head into the fourth quarter. Louisville's only rushed the ball for 30 yards. James Madison 75 yards rushing.
Louisville just 4 penalties after last week, over 100 yards, just 4 for 34 yards, so much improved throughout 3 quarters.
James Madison ran for an FBS record for them, 313 yards last week. Same as our Louisville ran for 229 rather last week against EKU. Cards had over 500 yards in that game, but this is a whole different ball game tonight. 1st and 10 from inside the 10. They're at the 8-yard line. Here's the snap, and the quarterback will keep it. Sluka scoots past the 10 and spins out to the 15-yard line, so he got a pretty good gain of about 6 yards on that.
Yep. Kind of the same play. They're going to run Sluka when he's at quarterback. He's going to have a lead blocker that's going to kick out, pull one lineman, and they did it again that time.
2nd down and 3 again. 3 receivers bunched together, and they are far wide for the rest of the formation. Sluka brings it in. Hasn't thrown a lot and won't here. He's going to be hit. Made a quick fake to throw and then turned to run, and they converged on him at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, he's really the running quarterback. He set up the pass that time and did not. It was just a pure fake the whole way, and Louisville had an outside linebacker come free, ran right past the running back, got a good shoulder on him that time, and the interior line and Kelly, who's in it, linebacker, got him down.
Sluka still has not actually thrown a pass. Barnett 11 of 17, and then Alston threw a pass. He's a receiver who threw a pass on the first play of the game. 3rd down and about 4, and this time it will be a pass, baby. He throws with a man hanging on him and gets it completed out the field, but there is a penalty flag. The quarterback that time was Barnett, who got the pass away. See what the flag is. It was a good catch out on the sideline.
It's either going to be holding or roughing the... Yep, holding.
Holding. The pass was completed.
Offense number 76. Half the distance to the goal. We play 3rd down.
Pat McMurtry, the offensive tackle, called for the hold. It was completed to Logan Kyle, the senior transfer from Vanderbilt, and it would have been a 1st down, but now they're going to have it again, 3rd and much longer. 14-14 score early in the fourth quarter. Third and just over 10 now. Barnett waits at the 3-yard line. Back next to him. Backs up into the end zone. Pressured and sacked and lost it, I think.
Lost it.
Louisville might have recovered for a touchdown. Let's see. They're still unpiling the players. No signal yet.
Cleb Lubin got there in a hurry. I thought he'd throw
touchdown!
There. Somehow Green, Jody tells us, ended up with it. He had it to start with, lost it. But what a pass rush by Cleb Lubin, who got to Barnett, who dropped into the end zone, uncharacteristically running a pass play there for James Madison. Defense's first turnover of the year.
Jody.
What a scrum that was. And that official, I'm not sure who it was on the other side, was at the very bottom of it with A.J. Green. And Green was the one who recovered the fumble at the bottom of that pile.
You can watch a head-on replay again as they get ready for the extra point. It will be Ranvier with the extra point. It is a bad snap. Ranvier picks it up and runs with it, but he's going to be tackled at the 10. Boy, Louisville's extra points have been an adventure so far in this early part of the season. Remember, they have one block that went through last week. Then another was blocked after a bad snap, and now there's a flag coming late in the end zone.
That was a good snap. He just dropped it. The holder that time dropped it. It was right on his right shoulder.
That's Schwartz. Schwartz has not been punting tonight.
Now some late flags in the end zone.
The try is no good. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, the kicking team, number 51. That 15-yard penalty being forced on the kickoff.
That's Michael Flores of Louisville called for the penalty. So Louisville has a 2-point conversion, but now they miss on a conventional extra point try. They do have the lead, 20-14 after recovering the fumble in the end zone, and we'll be back. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
This weekend, Kohl's is giving away millions in Kohl's Cash in Store. It's like you're getting free shopping money. At least that's what I tell my husband. Yep, you're just making smart financial decisions, one trendy sweater at a time. Plus, all month, enter our online sweepstakes at Kohl's.com for a chance to win $200 Kohl's Cash. Some exclusions apply while supplies last. Giveaway ends September 7th. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2025. No purchase necessary. 20 winners per day. Limit one prize per person for entire sweepstakes. See Kohl's.com for official rules and details.
Louisville was founded in 1798, and we've been ruffling feathers ever since. Introducing 1798 Blonde Ale from Goodwood Brewing, the official craft beer of University of Louisville Athletics, and the unofficial beer of yelling, "That was holding!" from your couch. Bold, crisp, and just spicy enough to make your rival's fight song sound like a lullaby. If the feathers ain't flying, you're not doing it right. Goodwood Brewing, ruffling feathers since 1798, brewed to bring the heat and the winds.
Louisville has just taken a 20-14 lead by recovering a fumble in the end zone. Their first takeaway of the year. Unfortunately, they botched the extra point, but they do lead with 13:05 to play over James Madison. Tonight's game presented by Paul Davis Restoration of Louisville. If you're facing a disaster at your home or business, contact Paul Davis Restoration of Louisville, and they'll be there to turn the game around for you. Serving Kentuckiana for over 40 years and proud corporate partner of the Louisville Cardinals.
Well, the Louisville defense having a heck of a night, 148 total yards. James Madison with 74 yards rushing, 74 passing. 12 first downs, 3 of 11 on third down. They've only given up 150 yards. They score their first 6 points of the year defensively, and on the night the offense is struggling, you need the defense to play well, and they've played very well.
So go back and recap what's a troubling scenario here in the first couple of days. Last week they had an extra point blocked, although that one went on through and was good. They had another one blocked because of a bad snap. They just botched this one because what looked to me like a mishandled snap. So that's a concern, no doubt.
Yes, the kickers are doing fine. It's the other part, the mechanics.
There's a lot more than kickers in the kicking game.
That's right. You get a bad snap, you get a bad hold, and all at once you're back to a 6-point game instead of a 7-point game. So advantage for getting the 2-point conversion, but now a disadvantage by missing the extra points. So some sloppy things in the kicking game.
Game is far from over. 13 minutes and 5 seconds to play, but Louisville has taken the lead, 20-14. First time they've been ahead all night. They trailed 7-6 at the half. And they're going to kick off from all the way back at the 20-yard line. So the return men are up between the 15 and 20-yard line. Petaway nearest us, and it's not Knight. That's a different returner over there this time. That's Braden Wisłowski.
And one area that James Madison has been hurt tonight is the penalties. The play before that strip sack touchdown was a holding call. James Madison penalized 10 times for 79 yards.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot that holding calls will put him so back up so deep, and then the fumble came in the end zone. Here's the Louisville kick, and it is high, and it'll be fielded at the 20 by Wisłowski on the left side. He's to the 30, up the sideline to the 40, and out of bounds there. Hutchinson knocked him out of bounds as he came up that sideline, but they'll get out of that with pretty good field position, with Louisville being backed up after the penalty and kicking off from the 20.
Yep, 15-yard penalty. If not for that, that's a return to the 25-yard line. So it just added 15 to the 25. James Madison will take that, having been backed up a few times.
It will be Barnett at quarterback. Alston comes out here as a wideout to this side. I still see McMurtry, who was injured earlier and who got the penalty a while ago. Looks like he's walking a little bit gingerly, the right tackle on the offensive line. Barnett waits for the snap. Receiver motions behind him. He hands it off. There's a little stutter step and a pretty nimble move that time by Fuller, who normally is more of just a barrel straight ahead guy, but pretty evasive there for a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, going into it, I thought we'd see a big dose of Petaway and Knight. That was a nice read that time as the outside linebacker Watts went to the quarterback, and the running back cut back right where.
2nd down and 3, empty backfield. 1 wide out to the left, again 3 bunched to the right. They really are split far outside the tight end on the right, about 7 or 8 yards out wide of that. Those 3 receivers. The quarterback will get it, running straight ahead, and Sluka is tackled right on the 1st down line to gain. Yep, he got enough at the 49-yard line. 1st down.
When they go no running backs like that, empty backfield set to widen everybody out, you kind of know Sluka's going to run it.
Yeah, it just creates more space, thins out the front, and been effective doing it. 1st and 10 at the 49. Louisville leads 20-14. Inside 12 minutes to play. JMU with the possession. Sluka motioning the call out to the wide receivers. Play clock at 8. Now Sluka talking to the offensive line. Play clock at 3. Sluka gets it in time, quickly throws out wide here. He's got his man, then he pitches it off to the side, and Knight is banged out of bounds at the 45-yard line. The old hook and trailer play.
Yeah, you usually see that at the end of the game on an inside route. That was an outside route, quick wide receiver screen, who gave it to Knight, who flared out of the backfield. So James Madison has a lot of trickery they have tried tonight. Obviously, they've worked on a lot preseason as they've done a good job of execution.
Yeah, that's about the 4th of what you would call the gadget play for them tonight.
That's the word I've been looking for, gadget play. Thank you.
I remember John L. Smith called the Southern Miss coach the guru of the gadget. 2nd and 4. Empty backfield once again. Knight motions to the left. It's going to be a throw to the right out here to the 45-yard line and then to the 41 as that one went to Nick Nigenaro.
Pretty good driver. They're working on the perimeter. That's 2 throws in a row wide to the outside, and they're past the 50 now, nearing the 40-yard line.
It'll be 3rd down, but only a yard to go. They're at the 42 of Louisville. They need the 41. Nearing the 10-minute mark of a 20-14 Louisville lead. Fuller is back in as the running back, the big bruiser. Sluka, the quarterback for this play. Receiver Ellis motions to the left. Sluka brings it in. He's going to keep it again. He got the 1st down. and falls across the 40 to the 39.
Shotgun snap. He waits for a pulling guard and the running back to lead him up into the hole. So there's 2 blockers in front of him just looking for a small little pocket. Found enough for 2 yards.
First and 10 Dukes at the Louisville 39-yard line. 20 to 14. Cardinals lead. How much was Louisville favored by? I don't even know. Pretty solid.
Early, like 14,
yeah,
13,
something like
14,
that.
something.
Again, sometimes I think those lines are made just on perception. They have 2 straight wins over ACC teams, including demolishing UNC last year. Here's a handoff. The running back clogged up, and then they force him backwards, although he got a couple of yards when A.J. Green hit him first, and then others followed up.
Petaway that time, as they had 2 running backs in there, Knight and Petaway both with Barnett. So they've given Louisville about every look you could see. 2 backs, 1 back, no backs, 3 tight ends and a back. So a lot to defend.
Second down, and he only gained about a yard. It's going to be second and 9, maybe just slightly under 9. Petaway the back. Motions out to a wide receiver, the widest receiver on the left. Barnett claps, gets the ball. Rush at him. Sack him. A team sack again.
Great.
I believe it was
Holloway.
Lawson that came through first. Was it 95? Wouldn't appear, but there was a whole gang coming after him.
Holloway, the corner that time. What a great call by Ron
right.
English. Hadn't shown it all game. He came free. Dead sprint to the quarterback. It did a good job of keeping contained and forced him up into Lawson.
That is 5 sacks by Louisville tonight. They had 4 last night, 34 of them last year. Big one there. It's now 3rd and 15. 3 receivers to the left. Here's a give, and Fuller has a little space, but won't have near enough. Perry leads the defensive charge to stop him before he gets to the 35-yard line. We're about to get tippers flaring. Keep your cool, guys.
Yep.
They stayed away from it. It's going to bring up 4th and about 6. Now it's going to be more than that. They're going to move him back a little bit. Stanquan Clark, meanwhile, is down in pain at the 35-yard line. They're going to spot the ball at the 38, so it's going to be 3rd and about 7.
Just a run that time to get some yardage back. It broke into the open field and then tackled. And let's see, Stanquan looks like he's in quite a bit of pain. I see
Stanquan Clark has 6 tackles tonight. Clev Lubin's been tackled credited with 9 tackles tonight, and Bailey 8. That's how good the defensive line has been, and we're going to get a timeout while they tend further to Stanquan Clark. Louisville 20, JMU 14, midway through the 4th quarter. You're listening to Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credits plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Stanquan Clark being helped off the field. He's limping noticeably as he comes to the sideline. It's 20 to 14 Louisville, midway through the 4th quarter. Let's pause for station identification. This is Cardinal football from Learfield. Every Tuesday during football season, it's Louis Tuesdays at Mike's Car Wash. Get $5 off Mike's top 2 washes. They're open daily from 7 in the morning until 9 in the evening. Another 4th down coming up for JMU. Louisville's defense has been resilient tonight. It's going to be 4th and about 6 from the Cardinals' 36-yard line. for the game. Both teams are 1 of 2 on 4th down. On 3rd down, JMU 4 of 13, Louisville 5 of 12. Total yardage 181 for Louisville, 173 for JMU. A lot of bruising hits and sore players when this one comes to an end. Don't know what the prognosis is on Clark. Jody, could you tell knee, ankle, what?
He was in the injury tent. He actually put some weight on his leg. It looked like ankle, but I could never tell. And now he's in the injury tent and teammates around him. So I don't know. It looked like an ankle, guys, to me, but I do not know for sure.
I did see them from up here, Jody, working on the right foot, right in that ankle area, kind of holding it.
And looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down again. It's 4th and 6. They need the 29-yard line of Louisville. Barnett is the quarterback. Petaway is the running back. Barnett drops straight back. They rush 4. He throws down, and a man has a step, but the pass is wide and out of bounds. Down about the 5-yard line. Evans on the coverage of Nick DeGennaro. And the pass was just a little too wide and out of bounds over the sideline, so Louisville takes over at its own 36-yard line.
He had a step on him, but I could see why there's so much tremendous pressure from Louisville. They didn't get a good hit on him, but you can just feel the pocket collapsing very quickly on obvious passing situations. So now's the time. 7.5 minutes to go with the 6-point lead. It'd be a really nice time to get that running game cranked up.
Well, Louisville's run the ball for a meager 30 yards tonight. Moss has passed for 151 yards and a touchdown. Isaac Brown is the running back. 2 tight ends, and they both shift over to the left, Stewart and Skinner. Lacey wide to the left. It's going to be a pass. Moss finds a little gap and runs ahead and then is pulled down at the 35-yard line. That was a little awkward looking, but he's okay. Actually lost a yard on that.
Yeah, he wasn't quite sure where to go, and then he found a little hole, and then he was they wrapped up right around the waist, and he couldn't get out of it, and the defensive lineman and him were just jerked to the ground. That's the big Bush, about a 315-pounder.
2nd down and a little over 10 from barely across the 35. Moss has the back next to him. Drops back again to throw. They rush 4. Airs out a long one, and what a catch! Didn't hold it. Bell stretched out, had it on his fingertips briefly. He was ridden tight by Barksdale, and when he hit the ground, it came away loose.
He's had 2 today that he's had his hands on you think are going to be just spectacular catches, and wasn't able to control it all the way to the ground. He checks out. I think his knee got jammed into the ground. Looks like he's...
Pass was maybe a bit high, but it had to be. If it had been lower, it would have been either intercepted or at least broken up. So he threw it where he had to throw it.
Good
Bell
protection.
almost got it. 3rd and 11 again. Moss waits. Brings it in. They rush an extra man this time. They hold him off, and he throws, and it's wide and incomplete at the 45-yard line. Meeks stopped, thought he was coming there, and Moss thought he was continuing to the sideline. They kind of motioned each other with a mix-up in communication, so the Cards don't keep it long. They're going to give it right back to JMU with 6:39 left, and Louisville leading 20-14.
It was a back shoulder fade. Meeks wanted a flag saying he was held when he wanted to stop the fade to adjust back to the ball, but the referee said no go, and I think it still would have been a little short of the 1st down marker.
They switched punt returners. One was on, then they ran off, and now it is Knight. I think it came back in. Nope, it's not Knight. It's 17. And he's going to take a fair catch. No, it wasn't a fair catch at the 30-yard line. A defender ran right on by him. That was the wide receiver, Michael Scott, that came in to return the punt, a 35-yard punt. And JMU not out of it at all, down by 6 with 6:31 to play, and they will take over trailing 20-14, and we will take a timeout. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
You know First Urology, but did you know that we've treated more men with ED than all others in the Kentuckiana area combined? So don't go to one of those high-priced clinics. Come to First Urology and see a board-certified urologist. We have the latest technologies, including Eurowave, which uses acoustic energy. Eurowave works even when other treatments have failed. So schedule a free consultation today by visiting www.eurowavelouisville.com. That's www.eurowavelouisville.com. First Urology. Get checked.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
20-14, Louisville leads with 6:31 to play in the game. Cardinals were just forced to punt, and Dukes will take over the ball at the 31-yard line. Louisville has 180 yards. James Madison 173. The Cards have run the ball for only 29 yards tonight. James Madison's rushed for 90, but they've only passed for 83. Burnett 11 of 18 for 74 yards. Sluka's completed a couple of short throws. Moss has thrown for 151 yards and a touchdown. Louisville has 5 sacks of the quarterback tonight, but GMU has 3 themselves. Let's get an update from Jody Demling.
Yeah, guys, Louisville without Stanquan Clark the rest of the night. He was just taken off the field on a cart. I'm told a lower leg injury. Not sure if it's the knee or an ankle, something in the lower leg, but he is out for tonight in the locker room. Appears to be getting some x-rays.
Clark credited with 6 tackles in the game. Quinn has 7, Bailey 8, and Lubin has 9, including a sack.
Louisville started the second half with that long touchdown throw for 4-play drive for 75 yards. Since then,
Clark and Sluka wasn't looking. The snap came his way. He managed to catch it and is tackled for a loss back at the 29-yard line. They've had a couple of plays like that.
And that's what noise does to you sometimes. He was checking. Actually, that might be the best play of the night by Sluka. He was looking to the left as Louisville was shifting their defense. He came up to audible, and the ball came to him, and sure-handed, he was able to deflect it to himself.
Lucky to lose only 2. 2nd down and 12. Sluka has Fuller as his back. 3 receivers bunched to the left. They usually run out of this, and they do it again. Sluka sidesteps at the line of scrimmage and then jumps ahead for a couple of yards to about the 33. Lowry on the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Again, they continue to give you 3 wide receivers to spread you out. When Sluka's in there, it's just a run. He still has not had a drop back pass.
They are 4 of 13 on 3rd down. Louisville just 5 of 13 now, so that's kind of evening up. Tight end Kyle is on the right. 3 receivers wide to the left. Sluka has Fuller next to him. Motions Fuller out of there. Sluka will run it up the middle, and nothing doing there. Louisville totally stopped that play, and that was pretty predictable. That's a play.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why they did that.
I thought on 3rd down they were going to maybe run it and try to get some and go for it on 4th down, but once they went to no running backs, it was pretty sure that was going to be the play. And
they have brought in the punter, and now Lacey does go out of the field. Louisville didn't have a punt returner out there at first. Another punt coming from Patrick Ray. Lacey waits just inside the 30.
Ever dangerous. He really hasn't had an impact on this game, but he's always one long punt.
Had that 93-yard punt return touchdown last week, 2nd longest in school history. Here comes the punt. Another end-over-end punt. Lacey will run over and finally get away from it, smartly so, and now bounces at the 20-yard line. Thought about bringing it in, but that was a long way to run. There were a lot of people over there, and he smartly backed off it at the end of a 45-yard punt. So the Cards will take over at their own 20-yard line, 19-yard line they're going to put it. 1st and 10, 4:25 left, 20-14 Louisville.
Louisville with really only 1 sustained drive. They had a 13-play, 56-yard drive in the second quarter. That was their only drive over 7 yards, so they could really use one now, as the second half their drives have been 4 plays, 3 plays, 3 plays, and 3 plays.
Well, they did have the 75-yard touchdown drive with it was only 4 plays to start the third quarter. Not time-consuming, but yardage and points-consuming, which is the most important thing. Isaac Brown is the back standing at the 10 behind Moss. Brown will get it, and he'll cross the 20 and dig out to the 22. Gained about 3.
First time I can recall, I guess he had one game last year he was kind of injured in where he didn't have some kind of a positive big run or yardage on him, but they've held him in check tonight.
Yep, 11 carries for 23 yards, average 2.1. 10 times less than last week when he averaged 21 yards a carry. Second down and 7. Brown stays behind Moss. Lacey wide left. It's Bell, I believe, over on the right side. Handoff again to Brown. There's a little crack. Brown to the 30. Brown to the 40. Brown to the 50 being chased. And that steps the defender, and he's going to take it to the house. 78 yards.
Well, quick math. What's his average now? Wow. It said he just needs a crack. He got a crack. A nice kick out block. They had the angle. One defender had a swipe at his legs at the 40-yard line, and he's now up to 12.5 yards per carry.
I was shocked because he almost got caught, actually, by Jacob Thomas, but he just managed to pull out of that tackle and carried it on in. So he has a 100-yard game under his belt again, and a 2-point conversion attempt coming up.
Doesn't matter when it happens, when he finally gets that hole, he's got an acceleration you can't duplicate, and you're right. 7 had a good angle on him. He got there, swiped at his legs, and he ran right through them. Not only is he fast, but he's strong.
Boy, oh boy. 12 carries, 104 yards, averaging 8.7 yards a carry. Right on target. And it puts Louisville's rushing total over 100 yards, too. Boy, what one play can do for you. Jody Demling.
Well, he's still not happy, Coach Brom isn't. They just had 10 men on the field as the 2-point conversion, and it took a minute for everybody to kind of see because the replay official was out on the field for a while. Just, I guess in Charlotte, they were watching the play and confirming it, but Coach Brom not happy, only 10 players out there on the field.
So they took a timeout, and they will still get an opportunity to attempt it.
Well, the 2 marquee offensive players had 2 marquee plays tonight. Chris Bell with a long touchdown, and then Isaac Brown held in check.
Tell you what they might have been reviewing is if he stayed in bounds, and I think he did, but boy, he came really close to that sideline over there, down at about the, 20-yard line or so?
Yep, and a nice block I saw there in the open field about 20 yards downfield by Colin Lacey.
It's 26-14, and Louisville is going to attempt a 2-point conversion. They made one earlier when Moss couldn't find the receiver and ran it in. He's got Lacey to his right and Brown to his left. Brown motions out to the right. Moss straight back drop, searching, zips it, and caught one-handed on the back of the end zone by Jakari Collins. 2-point conversion. There is a penalty flag.
I think there's defensive holding. There were some receivers there in the bottom part of the end zone close to us. 2 flags there, but what a dart and what a catch. There's a catch and getting his feet down.
The try is good. Personal foul, face mask, defense number 2. That 59 penalty will be assessed.
Barksdale made a play on you heard the penalty. I was watching the replay. Barksdale made a play on the ball. And I don't know how he caught that, especially just one arm. He barely cradled it right in his upper arm.
That's 2 catches tonight. One for James Madison, one for Louisville, where they one-armed it. And I mean, one-armed it. The second arm never got used on the catch. Nice
Watch
throw.
this again. Moss had great protection, and Collins just had it come right into his armpit.
Actually, he was getting held. That easily could have been holding on Barksdale, but good throw, and he had to get his feet down.
Yeah.
He toe-tapped it.
On second, I thought it came like right up in his armpit. He actually grabbed it with his hand and pulled it into his armpit to complete the 2-point conversion. So it's 28-14 with 3:31 to play.
All right, so forget what I said about drives needing a lot of plays because Louisville scored on a 4-play drive and a 2-play drive.
Yeah, that was 81 yards in 2 plays after they had the 75 yards at 4 plays earlier. The touchdown, again, was, how far was it? I forgot, 78 yards.
And so the defense coordinator for James Madison said, we really had a good second half except for those 2 plays.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a cruel game.
Mm-hmm. They've really been hurt by penalties, too. Here comes the Louisville kickoff. And this will go way back in the end zone with the penalty yardage. So they've been penalized 11 times for 94 yards. Louisville 5 for 49. They've come in really costly times and places.
Yep. They've been costly penalties, and now they're at the disadvantage where they're not really a throwing team, but they're down 14 points. Jody.
Guys, it's always good to be deep at a position on defense. You know, Stanquan Clark out. That last series, T.J. Capers made 2 really nice plays, including the one on the second down. He got credited with that tackle. Now you've got Caleb Perry going in there for Capers this time. So you got Quinn as the steady guy staying in there, and Capers and Perry will be the guys rotating in and out.
Yeah, Perry, of course, is from Georgetown, Kentucky, but played at Tennessee before coming here this year. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line, down now by 2 touchdowns. JMU with the ball. Empty backfield. Barnett throws right over the middle, has his man, and he's digging for more past the 30 and finally knocked down at the 35. That was complete to Ellis, tall receiver. 6'2", played at Richmond last year where he had over 500 receiving yards. 2nd down and 1. They go quickly. Barnett fires to the sideline, and that's too high and overthrown. There's a penalty flag. That was too high for Nick DeGennaro.
Here's the flag. I was right around where you get offensive holding, and this offensive line's had a tough night with this Louisville fierce pass rush. Now
holding, offense number 79, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Joseph Simmons on the penalty.
The explosive plays we talked about at pregame. One of the keys for Louisville is the explosive plays, and the 2 big ones really broke their back here in the second half.
2nd down and 11 with the 10-yard penalty. That was a pretty clear hold he had on Clev Lewin. He's rolling to the right to throw on the run and has his man, and he is clobbered at the 30-yard line. He did hold down the ball. Jabari Mack lit a nasty blow on Petaway at the 30. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Louisville's defensive front pass rush only mode right now. The secondary playing soft, breaking back on the ball. Good physical tackle.
28-14 Louisville inside 3 minutes now. Barnett zips one across the middle to the 35. I think he's barely short of a 1st down. Nope, I spoke too soon. He did get enough for the 1st down. Jalen Sanchez on the catch.
Fought for that one, Sanchez did. He had Antonio Watts all over him.
They're going without a huddle, and they're going to...
Ruling on the field is a completed pass for a 1st down. That plays under further review.
So they're going to take a look at it. This Close Shave Instant Replay is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Why pay more for gels when Barbasol delivers an instant thick lather for a close, comfortable shave? Choose Barbasol, a quality shave and trusted value.
Well, we didn't have any reviews last week. We've had a couple tonight, an omitted one tonight, but...
Jody, are they reviewing the spot or the actual catch?
Maybe both. Antonio Watts immediately said he didn't catch it. It looked pretty close to me, but also the spot, because I couldn't tell, guys. Looked like he might have been short of the 35-yard line. They put the ball over the 35-yard line.
That was my thought at first, that he was barely short, but obviously I'm a lot further away from it than they are. Louisville's going to take some time to recover from this. They do have that week off next week, and this has been a hard physical game. Jeff was asked about bye weeks, as always happens when you have one. And he always cracks me up because he says, once you start playing, I don't want to bye week. I want to keep playing. He likes the rhythm of week to week.
Continuity. He goes, now it can help you if you're injured, but he likes the week to week to week to week to week. And anymore, almost all teams, you have to be, a 6-day turnaround is a change-up.
Yeah.
And Louisville plays 2 Friday night games.
The optimum would be...
Appellate.
I'm sorry, they said it was complete?
Yes.
It was a couple of years ago, I think. Louisville played 4, was off, played 4, was off. It was in the even thirds.
Yeah.
But here you play 2, then you're off for a while, and there's another open date later on. So it's 1st and 10 at the 35. Louisville leading 28-14, nearing the 2-minute mark. Barnett waits for the back next to him. Back to throw it again. Lets it go, and that's high and overthrown as he goes for Kyle and incomplete. Good pressure from Green. Throws have been a little off target, and that often is what quarterback pressure will do to you. Barnett is 14 of 21. Last year, he threw, he had that huge game against Carolina when he threw for 388 yards and 5 touchdowns. And he actually got hurt at the end of the year and missed the bowl game, which was their first ever bowl win. Here's a snap to him again. Barnett lets a screen go out here to Kyle. Avoids one tackle, but then twisted down at the 42-yard line. Good play by Perry to make the tackle, and it's going to be 3rd down. 3rd down and about 3 after the 2-minute timeout. 1:59 left. Louisville 28, James Madison 14. They'll take the 2-minute timeout, and we'll send a bonus break your way. Stations, take a brief break here. We'll be right back. This is Cardinal Football from Learfield.
Hungry for made-from-scratch food? From hand-cut steaks to fall-off-the-bone ribs, Texas Roadhouse has something for everyone. Visit TexasRoadhouse.com and download the Texas Roadhouse mobile app to add your name to the wait list or place it to-go order online. Fresh-baked bread and honey cinnamon butter await. Texas Roadhouse is a proud sponsor of U of L Athletics. Legendary food, legendary service. Texas Roadhouse. Go Cards! Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Cardinals can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Louisville Athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line. And having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Member FDIC.
2 minutes left in the game, and Louisville leads JMU 28-14. If you weren't with us early, this was a major struggle for Louisville early on. They did manage to get within a point at halftime, 7-6. And they finally put together some solid defense, and the biggest play, of course, recovering a fumble in the end zone for this last touchdown. And after they had taken the lead for the first time, then they padded it with that touchdown. Well, the fumble recovery came first, and the Isaac Brown touchdown.
The Isaac Brown touchdown and the Chris Bell touchdown started the half. But other than one long drive, actually the first drive of the second half was the only sustained long distance drive with points that James Madison's had tonight.
Jody? Yeah, and I do want to ask you, you guys have the stats up there, but to me it feels cleaner tonight. Like, I know the offense, we want to talk about the offense, but the penalties and, they dropped on the extra point, but everything else special teams has been good. Those punts were good, the coverage on that, and it just seems like they've played a cleaner game tonight as far as penalties are concerned.
Well, after over 100 yards of penalties last week, and they had, what, was it 11 penalties, I think it was? Tonight it's 5 for 49, and JMU 12 for 104. And, sometimes we say, well, the yardage doesn't really tell you how hurtful they were, but these were killers, some of theirs. They got them backed up. The fumble recovery in the end zone came after they got backed up further with a penalty that put them right on the goal line.
They had actually gotten the first down, and it was called holding, which obviously the quarterback needed that time to throw it. But you're right, and then on their Louisville's penalty, one really hurt them was pass interference holding on Holloway that gave them a first down on their scoring drive. So actually both their drives were helped by penalties, but overall much cleaner tonight. They have had a few communication issues defensively when they didn't have enough guys on the field and too many guys on the field. So some of that still, and I think you'll see, Paul, great improvement from games 2 to 3 on some of those communication issues.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier, biggest improvement coming from game 1 to 2. Moss's numbers aren't great. They're okay, but I don't think they tell how well he has played with so much pressure he's been under.
A lot of pressure.
13 of 23 for 151 yards and a touchdown. 3rd down and 3 here. And it's Sluka. He'll keep it. And he gets the first down, twists his way out to the 50-yard line. It's so obvious what he's going to do, but they just can't seem to stop it.
Yep. No running back, so empty backfield. They get an extra blocker and get Louisville out of there. Kelly came off, and Louisville not being too aggressive.
1st and 10 at the 50, and now whistles blow just on the snap.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 55 seconds.
Jordan Garrod was holding his hands up over his face because he thought he had a beeline to the quarterback, and then they stopped the play. 1:50 left. Louisville with a 2-touchdown lead. They have a first down at midfield. Sluka steps back and runs out of there again and avoids a tackle, avoids another one, twists past the 40 and down inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Boy, Louisville came really close. I think it was Garrod to getting him deep in the backfield.
Well, his first throw of the night is picked off.
They threw it deep to the 5-yard line and intercepted the pass. Mack picked it off.
Well, maybe that's why he doesn't throw.
Yeah.
First pass of the night by Sluka. Tried to throw a takeoff.
Mack went way up. Good coverage. Out-jumped the defender and intercepted the ball down at the 11-yard line. So the Cards with some huge turnovers tonight. A fumble recovery touchdown and an interception that stops a final threat.
Louisville turned it over just one time, and that was on the sack when Moss was hit. Really didn't see it coming. The ball was knocked loose when they slammed him to the ground. That was their only turnover. No interceptions tonight, and they've turned.
You know, Jamari Mack played here last year when he was at Jacksonville State. Must have liked what he saw. Now he's a Cardinal and comes up with a big interception late in the game. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line, 1:27 to play. Duke Watson is the running back. He'll take the handoff, and Duke gets nailed in the backfield again for a loss.
Still 3 timeouts for James Madison. So Louisville will need to get a first down here to salt this away, as they can utilize all 3 and force a punt. But Duke Watson he hasn't had a chance yet. He hasn't even had a crack. That time the defensive line penetrated and got into the backfield just about the time Watson got the ball.
Aiden Gabayra led the charge, and Andrew Taddeo, defensive tackle, Gabayra the defensive end. Tackling back inside the 10-yard line. 1:19 left. It's 28-14. Louisville has that interception a moment ago and the fumble recovery touchdown tonight. So the Cards faring better in the turnover department. JMU last year ranked in the top 5 in turnover margin. They didn't turn it over much, and they got a lot of them by their defense, but it's gone the other way tonight.
Yeah, as Jody was saying, much cleaner on the penalty tonight, taking care of the football, doing what they had to do offensively, and then hitting their 2 big playmakers for the 14 explosive plays.
2nd down and about 12 for Louisville from its own 9-yard line, leading with 1:20 to go, 28-14. I believe that's Watson with another opportunity. He gets it, and this time he is grabbed by the neck as he crosses the 10. Did get a few yards out to about the 13.
Another timeout for James Madison.
Does anybody besides me still think of the finale of The Sopranos every time they hear this song? Jody?
No, after all this, if this score holds true, there's going to be a lot of happy people. They did bet on Louisville because it's still, after all that, it could still be the number. But I will say this, James Madison came into this game, and I was listening to Coach Chesney and early in the week, and somebody asked him the question about the season, and he said, we're not focused on the season. But the fact of the matter is, guys, they've got really one tough game at Liberty, and then their schedule opens up. This team is a team that might not lose another game the rest of the year. And I've been impressed with them tonight. Really physical.
They are very physical. They did commit some hurtful penalties. Not sure about their ability to throw the football, but a lot of that was caused by Louisville pressure, which they may not see in their league. 3rd and 8 for Louisville. 1:15 left. They just make a clock adjustment, did he say? No, it's still 1:15. I think he said started on my signal. Well, here comes the snap, and there's a give, and this is Kewan Brown that time had to dodge a tackle in the backfield and just got back to the line of scrimmage to be 4th down.
They are very good at the safety blitz. Again, they brought the safety that time, playing just straight man coverage, selling out to stop the run, so they got their 3 and outs.
Timeout, JMU.
I don't know if I've ever seen. I keep looking at the drive. I'm enamored with the drives of the second half. Louisville went 3 and out every drive other than their 2 touchdowns. And they did and they got the defensive score, so they got 21 points. But I mean, I don't know if I've seen that before out of a defense or an offense. 3 and out every drive except for 2 drives. One was 4 plays, one was 2 plays, and they were both long touchdowns.
Sometimes stats don't give you the whole story.
They do not, do they?
There was another punt. They had a good rush on him, but he got out of there quickly, and they don't have anybody back to return it. So it's going to bounce past the 40 and then roll backwards and then roll dead at the 40-yard line. So Louisville brought in David Chiposer, punter tonight. They did a nice job.
Yep. Low kick. They didn't have anyone, so they brought 11 trying to get the fake. So it was a catch it and punt it. He unfortunately got a backwards bounce instead of a forwards bounce. James Madison will take over.
1 minute to go. 28-14 Louisville.
And that score looks a lot more comfortable than the game was.
Yeah, no.
This was not a 28-14. It was not a 14-point game.
Doesn't show you how tough it was. Neither team has managed even close to 300 yards. Louisville 224, Louisville 264, and JMU 224.
And their last 40 yards was Louisville playing somewhat of a prevent defense as they're doing right now.
They've got it at the Louisville 40. Barnett back to pass it. And this was incomplete. Just not a good throw. Yes, a certain pressure, but he had time to deliver it, and it was pretty wide of his intended receiver, Sanchez, excuse me. Second down and 10.
Actually, no real pressure that time, but after you get pressured as much as he's gotten tonight, that's when it's the phantom pressure. You feel like you got to get rid of the ball because you've been getting hit every time on drop back passes.
Sometimes the threat of pressure is as good as pressure. Louisville safety's playing quite deep all the way back at near the 25-yard line. He gets the snap. Louisville rushes 4, throws to the far sideline, and that one is wide and incomplete. Nick Gennaro couldn't run it down. 3rd and 10 with 51 seconds left, 28-14 Louisville.
6 sacks tonight for this Louisville defense.
Sluka, the quarterback, he's actually completed 2 of his 3. And now he's going to run up in the pressure and keep running and be chased down to the 30-yard line. Slung forward, actually, inside the 30, and he got a first down out of that.
Yes, he did. Good pass coverage downfield. He didn't risk it, took off running, and he actually got slung forward at the end of that run. Stopped
at the 27, snap back again to Sluka. Stands, throws down here, and he's caught inside the 10. He tries for the goal line, dives and tackled at the 1. Got it close. Took it down to Ellis. Tackled by Holloway at the 1. 31 seconds left.
His best throw of the night that time.
Yeah, it was.
Deep curl pattern. They kept him clean.
Timeout on the field for an injured player of the defense.
Not sure who the injured player is. I'm looking. Oh, I see now. It's Lubin. Clive Lubin is seated near this sideline at the 16-yard line.
Hope at this point.
Lubin has 11 tackles in the game. Or excuse me, 10. Quinn has 11.
It may be cramping at this point in time. Lubin's been out there a long time. 76
there's an offensive lineman for them at the goal line as well. 52 Carter Sweezy. Wonder if he might be cramping. He's standing but being helped. He can't put any weight on his leg, but it kind of has a cramp look to it.
And Lubin has been all over the place tonight, pursuing, getting after the quarterback. impressive start to his career here at Louisville.
Just remember that it's a 2-touchdown game. They're on the 1-yard line. If they score, then you always get that nerve-wracking onside kick scenario, so nobody can rest comfortably yet.
Nope. And you say they can't throw the ball, but they've thrown it on this drive.
Yeah.
And it's been...
Suddenly, Sluka's now 3 for 4 for his 35 yards. It is first and goal at the 1. Louisville leads 28-14, 31 seconds left. Sluka has engineered this drive. He's got Petaway next to him. Louisville has everybody up on the line. 2 wide receivers to the left. Sluka moves up behind his center, drops back again. And a timeout, I think.
Jeff called timeout as they continue to... I mean, you feel like he's going to run it, right? Sluka's going to run it.
That would be my guess.
Although they don't have any timeouts left, so if he doesn't get it, that's going to cut half the time off the clock. But they saw something that Jeff didn't like and called a timeout.
Boy, Jeff is hot.
Yes, he is.
He has been on fire much of tonight. Greg tries to calm him down a little bit.
You may want to keep your distance, Jody, even in a win.
I was going to say, Craig, you want to come down and do this interview tonight, you can.
All right, here we come again. Ball at the 1. Sluka up behind center, backs away. Looks like he wants to throw, and he throws it high and off his receiver's fingertips. That was Sanchez. Incomplete pass.
Quick slant that time, double slant from the left, and had to throw it quickly.
Really surprised they didn't run, but maybe they were trying to surprise you. Good coverage by Louisville to break it up. 22 seconds. Second and goal at the 1. Louisville up 28-14.
Yeah, I'm sure at the 1 they want to run him. But with 22 seconds, if you don't make it, that's close to all of it.
Yeah. 3 receivers bunched again to the left. Sluka gets it. Quarterback draw and stood up and pushed backwards. Oh, he got close. And then they swarmed to him and knocked him backwards. So they're not in. Clock is running. 10 seconds.
Louisville thought like us. They knew what he was going to do.
Clock is still running. 3 seconds. They better hurry. They might not get off the play. They don't. Game over. Well, you won't get a harder fought 2-touchdown win than that one was. 28-14. Guess who finally broke it open for Louisville? A fellow named Isaac Brown, who nobody can catch except for Jody Demling.
I caught him, guys, and they weren't going to catch him on that last run. Isaac, a tough night tonight early in this game, but you guys kept pounding, and you broke one. What was it on that play?
I mean, like Miller told me, just run, and I just seen the open, and then I just started running for my life.